To try to collect all the 160-pound titles, the brash Brit has drawn Charlo's ire with his vocal cords, while Matt Korboff, he would love another crack at Charlo following their close encounter here at Barclays last December. The question is, who is going to be able to speak his truth to power on Charlo's ire with his vocal cords, while Matt Korboff, he would love another change.
We're live.
Approach. Now that it seems like he's the one being
We're live. We're live. We're back. It seems like it's
What is going on with this goddamn stream? Okay, I gotta figure something out here. Something's going on with this stream. Keep talking.
Yeah. So big fight tonight. Jamal Charlo
defending his WBC 160-pound title against Mr.
Dennis
Hogan.
Dennis Hogan. I think it's gonna be an entertaining fight tonight. You know, I'm looking.
You know, huh?
I mean, I do. I mean, you know, I look at it this way. You know, Dennis Hogan has nothing to lose, coming off of that performance against Jaime Munguia. Jamal Charlo has a lot to prove, coming off that lackluster performance against Matt Korboff. Do you agree?
Well, his last fight was against that Brandon Adams, right? And then the fight before that was against Korboff, correct?
Yeah,
so
and honestly, Brandon Adams, he wasn't. I mean,
well, how did that fight end again? He stopped Brandon Adams?
He stopped Brandon Adams, but there was some shaky moments. But I believe it ended in the second round, I believe.
Was it the second round?
I think it was the second round, second or third round.
So we'll see. Like I said, we will see.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not.
I want to see if Dennis Hogan can be successful at this weight, because that's the one thing people are not talking about that much is the fact that he is coming up in weight. He's coming up in full division. You know, from 154 to 160 for this fight.
No, you're
right.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, I look at too is the fact that I'm not gonna gauge anything that happens in this fight between Hogan and Charlo with Munguia.
It's not a measuring stick.
No, it's not.
You can't use a triangle theory. This is not basketball. You know what I mean?
But people are gonna try. People are gonna try to do that. You know?
Well, yeah, they're gonna say, "Well, look at Charlo. If Charlo blows out Hogan, oh look, and he would like styles make fights, man. None of that even matters." Give me my scorecard rating real quick.
Just a year ago, and in the opener, it's a junior featherweight bout with an international appeal. The Philippines' Marlon Tapales takes on Japan's Ryosuke Iwasa.
Oh, we have a third bout. We have an opening bout. This Filipino kid.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know anything about this one. Huh?
We got to remind you, Showtime is delivering original content across multiple media platforms. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat. In fact, on Twitter, take part in our polls, including give us your pick of the winner of each fight. On Facebook,
Facebook. I'll tell you, I've been looking at. Have you been looking at some of the comments, bro, on the
Andy Ruiz fight?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've seen a few. I've seen a few that are pretty much saying, you know.
Yeah, it's
kind of a stinker of a fight, you know.
Well, not only that, even Andy Ruiz's fans are not making excuses for Andy Ruiz at this point, you know, and stuff. So.
They're not making excuses for him.
I'm just really surprised at his demeanor. He just didn't look like a guy that really came to fight. But we got a fight coming up right now. We got Marlon Tamale. No, it's Tapales.
Tapales versus Ryosuke Iwasa, Japanese fighter.
And I've seen the Japanese fighter fight a couple times. Good fighter, man.
So we got a 12-round bout here. Is this for an interim title or is this for a title eliminator? I mean, what's with these 12-round fights now? What happened to these 10-round fights?
And I believe this kid right here. This kid right here is the one that was working. He was working in camp with Linares, where Linares was getting ready for Lomachenko. He was one of the sparring partners.
This kid here?
Yeah.
But he's a junior featherweight. Why would?
I don't know. Maybe for speed wise or something.
That fight was at 135. No.
Yeah, but maybe just for speed because the kid's fast.
Okay.
Lomachenko's fast, elusive. He's got kind of a. You'll see. He's a pretty good little fighter.
All right.
Oh, there's Mark. What's his name?
Who?
The trainer.
Where?
Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong guy.
That's not him. You talking about Marvin Semilia?
I don't want to say it because I don't want my wife to hear me, but I was about to say, most Filipinos look the same, but.
No, that's not Marvin Smooth.
No, I
It
know.
looks
I
like a bit
kind of
but
look
it's
like
not
him a
him.
little bit. So let's see what we got here. How's the feet look? Everything good on your end, bro?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, so over here to the left-hand side of the feet, if you look right here, that's actually the breakdown chart right here. That kind of shows you.
Okay, it's a little blurry. I can't really see it that well, but it's fine.
Yeah, I can actually send it to you if you want to look at it, but it kind of really shows you, like, as far as what they've done in their past performances and with past fights and stuff.
And the rules for our fights tonight: no standing 8 count, no 3
Okay.
rule. The referee or doctor can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental foul or headbutt causes the fight
Okay,
to end within 4
so,
rounds, it's no decision. After 4
how you doing,
rounds,
baby?
they go to the scorecards for a technical decision. And now with the official introductions, here's Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Jimmy Lennon Jr.'s got the duty here today.
I bet you Jimmy Lennon Jr. is glad he didn't have to go to Saudi Arabia.
Right?
Yep.
Very good evening to you, and we welcome you to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, as Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action, and it's all brought to you by Lions Only Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime.
So TGB, so that means that Eric is here. Eric didn't make that trip over to Saudi because they were handling all that themselves, but he's here in New York.
Also, he didn't make that trip out there?
No, he's here because TGB is handling this one as well. TGB was co-promoter for the Zone fights earlier, but they didn't send anybody out as far as I know.
Introducing up in handling the referee in charge of the action, we have Sade Murdoch.
Sade Murdoch. He looks like Antonio Tarver.
I know, huh?
The interim IBF Junior Featherweight World Championship. Introducing you.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of interim fights. Have you noticed that too, bro?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, man. But with as many belts as are out there, I mean, I guess it's expected, right?
Yeah.
His record stands at 26 wins, 3 losses, with 16 wins coming by way of.
Take a look at the light there. Not crazy about this camera.
You look, it looks good. No, you look good.
Well, yours looks clean. Mine looks kind of cloudy. That's what I don't mind.
No, your looks look really good. It could just be a light. It looks good.
And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black and gold animal print trunks, hailing from Kapatagan, Lanao del Norte in the Philippines. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 121 1/2 pounds.
Guy Marlon Tapales has a pretty impressive record: 33-2, 16 knockouts.
Yep. A lot of these Filipino kids, like the kid last week, have been flying under the radar. I'm starting to see a lot of.
Hey, what are you watching the fight on right now?
Showtime?
No, but on what?
My big screen. Why can you hear it?
Yeah, it's a little light. I would turn it down just a teeny bit.
No problem, bro.
Because it's kind of overpowering.
No, absolutely.
Oh, this guy's got a pretty good little height advantage here, the Japanese kid.
A little better, bro? How's that?
Yeah, that's better, yeah.
I don't want to overwhelm the, Can you still hear that a little bit, or is it okay? Is it
perfect.
Okay? Okay, perfect.
Here we go, round one.
I'm going to adjust my camera. Go ahead and call this round one, Mike, while I adjust my camera a little bit, okay?
122-pound interim title fight here. The Filipino versus the Japanese. The Tapales versus Iwasa. Ryusuke Iwasa. Two southpaws. He's making a lot of noise. Yeah, that's perfect.
There we go. I make it because I'm watching the fight this way, so I'm trying not to look too weird when the way I do it and stuff. So that's good, right? How's that?
That's better.
So what do you see right now, bro? What do you say?
Well, two southpaws, both guys are trying to establish your jab. That's all. I like the Filipino kids' trunks.
They're nice.
Those are cool.
What was your guy that did Andy Reese's stuff again? What was his name?
Gilbert. He does with the company Styles Make Fights. SMF. You see him. They do a lot of pro fighters.
He was the kid that I met at the Staples Center, right?
Yeah. Where it says SMF with a circle around it.
Ooh, nice little hook right there by Awasa. I tell you, Awasa, he doesn't look it, but you watch a kid's speed with his hands. I seen him fight. He's pretty quick.
He's tall too. He's
is.
got some height over. He's got some height over the Filipino.
So I could see why Linares maybe used him. Not to say that he's at the level of Lomachenko, but maybe just because of the ranginess and because of the quickness of how he throws his punches. And
then the southpaw.
Yeah.
Southpaw with some speed.
Yep. And anybody that's done work with Linares in the gym is better for it, because to me, honestly, even with Linares' loss to Lomachenko, and then his follow-up loss, to the Hispanic kid, the Mexican kid.
You were talking about Linares' loss?
Yeah. When he got
his loss against who did he lose to? He moved up in weight to 140, right?
Yeah, he lost to.
Got knocked out.
His name's slipping my mind right now. I think I still got the effects of that brandy from earlier, but he's still an amazing fighter. To me, he's a very complete fighter. Linares. His only knock on him is been his chin. That's been his only knock. As far as I can see. That's why I don't think a lot of people understand how good that victory was that Lomachenko got over Linares. That was a guy who's still, I feel, is very highly avoided,
Yeah. Well, you got Ryan Garcia calling him out now.
It would be an easy fight for Linares against Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia's got a long ways to go. But, it is what it is.
Well, yeah, of course. So
let's get back on this right here. Let's see what we got going on here. This is going to be a good little fight. I'm going to tell you now. The two guys are pretty equally matched. The Japanese kid's got, obviously the height advantage. But I don't like how the Filipino kid is kind of ducking down and putting his jab out there as like a range fighter because
he's going to a level that if this as a southpaw, if this Japanese kid wants to throw a right uppercut,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
he's going to walk right into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Andy Reese is going to be able to roll with the homies tonight. He's going to be able to roll with the homies. Like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from the fight that's going on right now. I think it's going to be a good fight, but I still got that sour. It's like when you eat something and you can't get that taste out of your mouth. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. What a stinker for such a build-up and for so much work to go in to this event.
Yeah, the only people that I see that are trying to find, I guess, the positive aspects of that fight are guys from the UK that are just trying to make every excuse as to why. And remember what we said during the fight? I said he's fighting like a Rigondeaux Lara or Mayweather, and that's exactly what I've read a few comments that people saying the exact same thing. He's all. What did he say? He says, "Hey, I paid to see Anthony Joshua, and I got Floyd Mayweather."
Yeah, exactly. I got this in Punta Cana.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
I dodged a bullet on that one. Huh.
Oh yeah, you did. You went there at the right time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna roll with the frickin'. I look like one of Julio Cesar Chavez's guys, dude. I should go get my thing, dude. Yeah, it looks like a Japanese thing, huh?
You're right. So okay, we're a minute into the second round. It's pretty even fight right now. Both guys just trying to establish their jabs. Definitely I don't want to say this is a warm-up fight because they're not really warming up the crowd.
Yeah.
Both guys kind of swinging wild. The Filipino kid is just swinging wild.
Yeah.
He really just throws some wild slapping punches, both rights and lefts. I've yet to see him throw a straight punch other than a little jab to the body. Even that left, he tried to come over the top of that left, was just like a bolo punch almost. Like, right? It came like this.
Well, honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's just
the Japanese kid too.
I kind of get
both throwing wild slapping punches.
Yeah. The Filipino kid though, he reminds me a lot of Manny Pacquiao in a lot of ways. I'll be honest with you, the way he throws his punches and how he kind of lays himself out like that. Watch him a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see the similarities, but Manny threw straight left hands though. Manny had a nice straight, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
This kid is throwing slapping wide. Just talk about. Remember you were talking about Andy Reese throwing wide punches and stuff. This guy.
Yeah. I like that little hook to the body right there. You don't see too much, from especially.
That's a good left hand. That's the second straight left hand that the kid has finally landed. The Filipino kid. He's thrown 2 lead left hands, and both of them have landed in this round. They're not hard, but they're a little bit straighter. And now the Japanese kid throws a nice straight left and lands.
This is gonna be an interesting fight.
See, you see the wild punches that this Filipino kid. I mean, he throws wild looping punches. God, this guy is a trainer's nightmare.
Iwasa. What was Iwasa's record?
He had a pretty good record. He was
I got it right here.
33-2.
Good record, man.
I think that was it, or was that
Iwasa's 26-3, and Tapales is 33-2. So both.
Oh, okay.
And both former champions.
And that's funny. I've never heard of these guys. They were both former champions. They must have been like one of the numerous WBA titles. I don't know. Okay, you're talking to Chris Eubank now. Chris Eubank with Jim Gray. Your volume went down completely, AJ.
For my volume, I'm sorry?
Yeah, the volume went down completely. I heard it a little bit. Now I can't hear it at all. It's fine. I'm just letting you know.
My volume or the TV volume?
The TV volume.
Okay, yeah. I'll turn up a little bit. How's that?
Just a teeny bit's good.
So many of my favorite world champions come from New York. So
Is that good? A little more?
Maybe just down one notch.
What does it mean for you to come over here and represent your
How's that?
country, knowing that there are so many?
You went down a notch, right?
Yeah. Let me go down another
Yeah.
one?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay.
And I am representing England, but I'd like to think that I'm representing America too.
His dad was an exciting fighter. Chris Eubank.
Yeah,
Had some memorable fights. I think the most memorable was probably him in Nigel Benn. It was one of the most memorable. 2 big punchers.
Okay, so both guys, third round starting, both guys are standing flat-footed now, just letting their hands go. This is a far cry from the first 2 rounds where they were doing more boxing. Now they're just kind of letting their hands go. And once again, that Filipino kid, if he lands the punch, it's going to be pure luck because he just winging. He got like closing his eyes and throwing these.
Well, I think Osala would do himself a favor if he took a sidestep back and threw an uppercut. This Filipino kid will go right into it. That's just me, but he'll watch.
Yeah. There you go. He tried to
right
throw
there. See if he
right
would have
there,
done
yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
I think Osala was definitely the more accurate puncher because he's not as wild. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to come over the top on the kid right now.
He just needs to keep that jab going. Just keep the jab going.
The jab
because you
was
can
working for
control
him.
him
I
with
don't know
that jab.
why. I still don't understand why a lot of taller fighters today don't use the jab. Anthony Joshua used it today. Obviously,
Look at that. He's a taller fighter. He used that jab. He won the fight with the jab, basically.
That's all
he
he
wanted
did.
to break it down. He won it with the jab.
You see, a taller fighter does himself a disservice when he gets into when he brings himself down to a smaller fighter's level because he's not truly getting able to sit down into the punches. Oh,
was that a knockdown?
That was a knockdown. That was a knockdown.
He's trying to say it was a headbutt, but he went down and he went down.
It was a body shot. Was it a body shot?
It looked like a body shot to me, but I think they might have bumped heads real quick.
Hey, it's Antonio Tarver.
That's what I said earlier. Look at Antonio Tarver's
That's a big guy, man.
Some fights now. So what was that? Well, we're gonna have to go back and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back and look at that right there, that part.
Well, Wassa definitely is winning this round. I mean, obviously, if the knockdown stands, they're gonna.
Well, he's staying more poised. Tavalis is just he's hoping to get that big shot in there to just kind of like, hoping.
Tavalis already looks like he's got a little swelling around his right eye.
Yeah. Bad swelling.
On the right eye.
Bad swelling. That's where Andy Ruiz was swelling earlier today, but it didn't really get that bad. But that's where it started.
No, it wasn't never a factor. Matter of fact, neither cuts were factors.
No.
Neither guy's cuts were factors today. Like I said, there you go. That was a nice 1-2 by the Saul. You see that? He's got the range. Let the jab go, and he threw a nice straight left and caught him. Caught him right on that swelling. It appears to be swelling. It's either swelling or...
Oh, no, it's swelling. I'm looking at it right now. It's really... And I think that's... It may have been a headbutt because I think that may be the after effects of that. We'll see in the replay because it's really swelling bad, which tells me it just happened. Watch it. If you get a side view, if you can see from yours, You could see it. I mean, it's really starting to like. He's gonna start looking like Hasim Rahman here pretty soon. Remember that one thing with his eye?
Yeah, that big hematoma on his
Oh,
head.
that's horrible, man. See, watch it. Yeah, he did get hit in the face, bro, with something. Watch, you'll see it. See it?
See,
right here.
hold on.
That's it. Boom.
Oh yeah, it was a headbutt. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
But he went down though. I mean, what do you do? I mean, unless they go back and do some kind of quick instant ring thing. Well, no, the knockdown was caused by a headbutt. His knee did touch the ground.
And the kid wasn't really hurt because I gotta say honestly, the kid comes out the ground and lands. Did you see that? Came out the ground and landed a right hook.
Yeah, because what's funny is because at the same time the heads clashed, he landed that left to the body.
Look from the ground right here. Look at he jumps up. Look, boom. You know. Yeah, that.
What is Paulie saying on that?
He was saying that something about that it, you know, no matter how you look at it, I mean, his knee touched the ground, it's a knockdown.
Okay. So right away, I think that puts him up. I think the fight was a round apiece, and no, I don't know. I mean,
okay, let's don't call him an expert here in Steve Farhood. He's another one I got an issue with. You know, I wouldn't call him an expert.
There's only one expert on that entire panel. That's Paulie Malignaggi.
Me and you have been punched in the face hundreds of times, and we wouldn't call ourselves experts. So he's far from an expert, believe me.
The Japanese kid's doing a good job of mixing it up. He's going downstairs. He's coming upstairs.
I can't believe though that the Japanese kid hasn't been warned for the pushing, and he finally gets warned by this horrible referee for the pushing, and he's using his shoulder to push his kid off. Now I understand that the kid's coming in bullish, but still, I mean, it's an illegal tactic, and the referee's got to get. I mean, especially a referee that big, all he's got to do is put his arm out. He's got to be a little bit more involved. They can't allow this Asawa to keep continuously push to Paula's back so that he's in his range. You can't do that. The eye's definitely bothering the kid from the Philippines. You could see it's swelling. It's in a bad spot too, man. See, he used his elbow. You see how he used his shoulder again right there?
Yeah. He
hasn't been warned once.
I mean, like I said, I've seen worse, but yeah, he probably should be given a warning by the referee, maybe in between rounds, like, hey, watch the pushing, watch the shoulders, you know.
Well, it's one thing to spin out of it or just to kind of play like this, but he's using it as, you know.
Nice straight left right there by the Japanese kid.
Yeah.
When he throws that 1-2, that straight left gets through.
You know what? While we're going to the end of the fourth round here on this fight, was it just me or I mean, even as lackluster as the Ruiz Joshua fight was, did it seem like the rounds went by really fast?
In the fight today?
Yeah. Did you see the rounds the 3 minutes was like here and gone, quick?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. But there was a couple times I looked at it and I was like, "What? We only got 20 seconds left? How is that possible?" You know, but. The Japanese kid's got one of those little ticks too, kind of like how
Leo does.
Leo does, and other ones. And I used to have one like that too a little bit. I would go like this a little bit, and I would always like touch my head and stuff. But yeah, he does this little thing with his hands and stuff, you know. And you'll get an inexperienced commentator will be like, "I think he's got a hand injury," you know. I think he's got a hand injury. But,
well, years ago, I thought Leo had a hand injury. I thought
we
Leo
used to do that, yeah.
But then with each fight that
Matt Korboff.
Right. Matt Korboff.
Nothing.
I'm just focusing on my job that I have to do, you know.
I really like this guy.
So I have a key to beat him. So
see, the thing about Korboff, the Korboff fight's going to remind me a lot of the Michael Hunter Povetkin fight. Korboff's the older fighter, right? He can't allow himself to be bullied and pushed around by Eubanks with roughhouse tactics. He has to control. When that younger fighter, the younger, obviously more vibrant fighter is going to come in there and try to bully and whatever, especially if things aren't going Eubanks' way, you can see he's going to maybe, I can already see him already trying to kind of rough him up and maybe, fight a little bit dirty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Korboff's got to be ready for that, and he has to like I said, I mean, he's got to fight off the young line. The younger fighter's going to come and try to, you know.
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. I think he's going to. What do you think about a possible? If Korobov ends up winning this fight against Eubanks, there hasn't really been any talk about it. But I know at this point, Triple G is going to be looking for some opponents. What do you think about Triple G and Korobov?
Triple G and Korobov? I don't know. I mean, weren't they supposed to fight before?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it, I mean, where it could possibly be a good matchup for both fighters is based off of the success that Demchenko had against Triple G. Him and Matt Korobov are about, Demchenko and Korobov are about, pretty close in size. Not much difference in the way they fight. I think it'd be a good matchup. I definitely give the advantage to Triple G, obviously, but I mean, I think it's another good possible matchup. I mean, he's got to find somebody.
Well, but you got to remember that we're talking about a PBC fighter in Korobov, and you got. I mean, I don't know. I think they'll go elsewhere. I don't think Triple G can get away with another Sergey Derevyanchenko type opponent. He can't.
Yeah.
Not for the amount of money he's getting paid. They've been saying that about Canelo. He's got to. They're not gonna accept. Another fight.
I hate to say it, but I think Triple G's running out of options right now, though. Honestly, bro, in that division. I mean, who's he gonna fight? It's kind of like what you were talking about earlier. At some point, he's got to walk across the street. And I'm not saying that there's a lot of guys clamoring for him right now, but who does he fight? Does he fight Daniel Jacobs in a rematch? Daniel Jacobs might not get past his next fight. Against Ulysses Chavez Jr. Who knows?
No, I don't think he's gonna have any problem.
No, I don't think so either. But Chavez does look in some really good shape, but who knows? With that kind of stuff, But the thing that the advantage Chavez is gonna have against Jacobs is Chavez. He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
No, he's a big boy. Yeah, he's a big boy for sure.
So.
I mean, I think this is the last chance for Chavez Jr. to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's the younger guy, and I don't know. That was a nice little check. Oh, nice straight left by Topalis right there. Am I saying that name right? Topalis,
yeah, I think so.
Topalis.
He has a hematoma that's growing on the side of his face, the right side of his face.
See, I like that. Did you see what Asawa did right now? How he threw the jab. And then as simultaneously as he threw the jab, he kind of came over with like a little check hook. I like that. That works, you know what I'm saying? Especially against a guy who's as wild as Topalis is right now. He's kind of leaving himself out there. What are you drinking?
Nothing, just iced tea.
I'm drinking coffee. Nice crowd. Looks like a nice crowd over at Barclays.
Yeah,
that's a nice
storm come through.
Barclays? I hear it's nice.
I mentioned what a good round it was for Topalis. Gary lands that right uppercut. We talked about that.
I don't know. I'm going to disagree, man. I think that was a better round for Asawa. What do you think, Mike?
Which usually you are not able to do.
I don't really know what Al Burns. He's in a,
I don't know, man. I mean, he had a couple punches, but like I said, these guys have a tendency to ignore what one fighter does because they're focusing so much on almost like wishing that another guy would do something. And when they do that, they're forgetting what's happening with the other guy,
And, Al Bernstein, that's a whole nother discussion, man.
The game is passing by as well, man.
Yeah,
he's seen one too many fights. It's all started to morph into one big fight in his head.
Well, he was a guy I used to love watching on ESPN, and he just turned into a corporate boy. He just goes with what they write and put in front of him. So it is what it is.
AJ, you're making a lot of noise.
I'm sorry, bro. I was looking for my pin.
Professional, come on.
I am. I was looking for my pin. I'll give it a break. Okay, let's see here. We got round number 6. Who do you think? How do you got this fight scored so far, Mike?
I got it 4 rounds to 2 Awasa, and with an extra point for the knockdown.
I got the exact same thing as you. I mean, I can see where the fight's a little closer just based on the overall aggression of Topalis. You know what I'm saying? the effective aggressiveness. I mean, some judges will give a little bit of the edge to the other fighter, but
Arguably the best triple crown titleist Sozumi Hasegawa.
Nice little right hook there by Tapales.
yeah.
Not much on it, you know.
Mm-mm.
His stance is so wide too. How wide his stance Tapales. That drives Robert nuts, man. When guys have that wide stance like that.
I'm still surprised that Asawa hasn't made Tapales pay for some of those wild. Awasa hasn't made Tapales pay for some of those wild punches by just taking a step back and then coming back with a hook.
Or just going inside of him.
Yeah.
When his punches are wide, when he sees those wide, just go and shoot inside. The fastest point, the fastest or the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Yep.
So it's not this wild.
He raced that in this round. He's come out with conviction, but he hasn't been able to land his punches as effectively, I don't think, as he wanted to.
Nice little 1-2 right there. Not much on it though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this kid, I don't know what kind of power this guy, this Owasa has, because he's landing clean, but they're having no effect on Tapales at all. With the exception of the headbutt, nothing is really bothering him.
I think one of the things too that I've noticed in a lot of fighters today, that it just seems to be a missing aspect to their overall game, is something that Julio Cesar Chavez used to do really well back in the day, and I see Jaime Munguia do, and that is, throwing a jab and then coming with the opposite hand, the right hand to the body, or vice versa. You just don't see it that much in fighters today. I mean, it's something that can be exploited. I mean, obviously you get a fighter going back, their head's going to go back, their body's exposed, they come back with the opposing hand, but you don't see it a whole lot. There's a few fighters that do it. I know Lomachenko does it on occasions. I've seen Linares do it.
That was a nice move right there. See that little move, that little sidestep that Owasa and throw the right hook? That was nice.
Yeah.
He stepped to his left, throw the right hand.
Angles.
That was beautiful. Caught him, didn't catch him super flush, but that was a nice punch. That was a nice sequence right there in that round. He won that round as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nice crowd. Nice crowd.
Good round in this past round, and it came out with a lot of conviction. And again, there's the jab, setting up the straight left hand, and coming with a beautiful right hook. That's just a classic combination. And an attempt at
A lot of those Asians, they use those winning fighting gloves.
I'm sorry, say that again?
A lot of the Asian fighters that come here, they use those. They one of two kinds of gloves. They use winning or fighting. That's it.
He's been really good at that combination, and then so if you do it once, why not do it again? And he does.
Right there, see? That was at the end of the round.
Yep. Paul's got 16 knockouts in his 33 victories. I wouldn't call him a power puncher,
And I thought Tapales did a good job to take a lot of the steam of that.
How many knockdowns does the Japanese kid have?
He's got 16 and 26, so he would be considered a little bit bigger puncher, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's been knocked out 2 of his 3 losses. He was actually Steve Farhood. So a little more than midway through the fight right now, and I definitely think that Owasa is starting to pull away a little bit. I mean, it was a...
Yeah, I got him up. I got him up 4 rounds to 2.
4 rounds to 2?
Yeah, 4 rounds to 2. What I say earlier, 5. Yeah, I got him up 4 rounds to 2.
Watch this start scorecard.
Yeah. I got the same scorecard as Farhood, 4 rounds to 2.
Yeah.
With the extra point for the knockdown. Nice little short right hook there by Tapales.
Yeah, nice one.
In the 7th round, these guys are both kind of just, they're kind of like, they're fighting, their fighting styles, they're both southpaws. They're fighting at a similar pace. I wouldn't say they have the same fighting style, but they're fighting at the exact same pace. One guy does something, the next guy does something. Neither guy is really taking control of this fight. It still hangs in the balance, I think, I think the Japanese kids got a little advantage in rounds, but the overall pace of the fight, both guys are throwing comparable amount of punches, so he just seems to be a little bit more accurate. and he's mixing up his punch selection a little bit better.
Well, I like the fact that he hasn't gone away from the body. He's still landing body punches. You know, he's still going, you know, high low and stuff. Where I think DePaulis is a little bit, he's headhunting a little bit too much. You know.
Well, he's doing what Andy Reese did today. Andy Reese was headhunting the entire fight. Did he even throw a decent body punch the entire fight?
Only on the clinches.
Yeah, just in the clinches he would kind of hit, but yeah, he was just headhunting the entire fight.
Exactly.
Ooh. What do they say? Hit the body.
That was the punch I was talking about earlier. Did you see how he did that? How he caught him with that little uppercut. He stepped to the outside and into that little uppercut. That's the one I think he would be effective against DePaulis, because when he throws his left, he just leaves himself just hanging out there, you know. Ooh, nice straight left there by Tapala. Kind of came over the top, but.
Wassa comes right back though.
Yep. Like I see, I mean, Owasa's got speed. He hasn't shown a whole lot of it, but you know, he throws in these little flurries when he, you know.
Yeah.
Owasa definitely looks the better. Where Tapalis looks the worse for wear at this point. I know a lot of it has to do for that hematoma, but he's taking some big punches.
Yeah, well, I got Owasa up 5-2 now. After 7 rounds, I got him up 5-2 with 1 point extra for that knockdown.
Oops.
So I got him comfortably in control of the fight. We still got 5 rounds to go. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to come down to, we'll see conditioning here, you know. The Filipino kid really is, though. He really just, like, technically, he's just really sloppy. He just throws wild winging punches.
Yeah.
You know? Very seldom has he thrown a textbook jab or right or straight left. Everything is just wild. Over, you know. He's a tough kid, though, you know? He's tough.
He's a tough kid. I mean, you can see he's got some skill, though, and he's got a lot of heart. They just got to tighten up his game a little bit. Just be a little bit more selective on his punches and stuff. Those punches a little bit more compact, and he'd be more effective. But
2 nice little short uppercuts on the inside by Owasa right there.
Yeah.
Because Tapala kind of just went into a shell and it shelled up, and then Owasa said, okay, boom, boom. He just hit him with a 1-2. Both uppercuts landed, too.
Well, it looks like Tapala is kind of changing up his game plan a little bit. It looks like he's going to come in with like that. Kind of like a crowd.
Tighten up his defense. Yeah, he's
going to try to get inside, which tells me, see right there, yeah, he's going to try to unload from a closer range instead of trying to go from outside and over the top. See right here, so he's going to try to get a little bit more physical. Something just happened right now.
I think he's planning him another headbutt or something, but you really can't, you know, he's the one kind of coming in, I mean.
Yeah. Ooh.
With his head down, so you really can't blame the Japanese kid.
No.
Nice little right hook right there.
That was a nice little hook by Tapala.
The little right hook on the ropes. But Owasa did a good job. He just spun right out of it, right off the ropes.
Yep.
See that wild missing.
Yeah, see that's where he doesn't. See, now he's going back to wild. He was serving himself better when he was compact, coming in, getting closer.
I was throwing the wild winging looping shots again, and I tell you, when you miss a shot like that, it tires you out.
It takes a lot out of you, and that's where I don't want to. Oh, see, there's a little flurries I was telling you about from Owasa.
Yeah, and he's using that uppercut now in this.
Absolutely. To the body. It's that body shot. See how he came over to the body?
Yeah.
I think that body shot hurt Tapala a little bit. I think he felt that. You notice, I mean, the gas tank just went right out of him right now. He hasn't thrown a punch in the last 6 seconds. So that body punch really affected him right now. Tough kid.
Nice one too.
Oh, that was a nice straight left right there by Owasa. This referee's gonna have to look at it right now. I don't like the way this Filipino kid looks right now.
Yeah, he's starting to take some good shots, and we got a minute left in this round.
Yeah.
He's starting to take some big shots here, and I mean more than the referee, even his corner might want to talk to him. Like, hey, you know what? I mean, mathematically, you're going to be down 6-2 on the scorecards unless you do something dry. I give him one more round and say, if you don't do something in this next round, we're not just going to allow you to go out there and just keep taking these shots. Because he's taking some shots.
I understand why Tapala isn't going to give up, because unfortunately a lot of these tough kids from the Philippines, they don't get a lot of opportunities, you know, here in the States.
Well, he's not going to give up. There's no.
Yeah, he's going to continue to do what he's doing. You don't see these kids come out here and lay down.
See, but now what he's doing see that wild swinging punches? That's going to leave himself. He's going to leave himself wide open.
Well, I think at this point he's just hoping for a lucky shot. He's hoping that he hits something and hurts this guy, and then because he's already seen he can't really get any inside on him. Awasa's just a little slicker.
Yeah, and I think ultimately what it comes down, what you're seeing here is just you're seeing the difference in skill. Like I said, they're both guys are equally tough. They both fight at a similar pace, but one guy, Iwasa, is definitely more disciplined, more skilled, and he's not winging, he's not losing. Whereas the Filipino kid,
I don't like the way this kid looks at him. I think the doctor's really got to take a look at this kid right
yeah,
now.
they need to take a look at him, give him one more round. If he doesn't do something here, I would definitely jump in.
He's taking some really big punches at this point, and like I said,
because he's getting hit. The accumulation, it's the accumulation. They've had 8 hard rounds.
I don't like the way he looks. I don't want to say ultimately. We don't need no more tragedy in boxing right now.
No, you're right.
I don't know.
I said, I would give him one more round. If I was a doctor, I'd be telling the referee right now, hey, keep an eye on him. Referee's obviously.
Was a corner.
I mean, I did see him come to the corner. Did he say something to the trainers, or did he want to see the doctor to take a quick look at him, or?
The doctors came over. He's right there, and the referee just gave a glance. I don't like this referee that much. I don't know who he is. Antonio Tarver, you're doing a terrible job tonight. But like I said, I mean,
he does look like Antonio Tarver.
I mean, I look at it like in the Brubaker fight that when we covered Zeus fight the other day. Jeff Bennick did exactly what a trainer's supposed to do when your fighter's taking a beating. He threw the towel in. He didn't put it in the hands of the referee because that referee was clueless. At some point, the trainer's got to take personal responsibility. And I understand that, you come a long way. You want to win the fight. But you got to think about your fighters, well-being. And a beating, sometimes not even getting knocked out, just taking 12 rounds of a beating will dramatically change a fighter's performance from that point on in their career. And
it's accumulation. It's and Paulie Malignaggi, he preaches this consistently. It's not just the 1 or 2 big shots.
No.
It's the consistent and constant head trauma.
Well, if you look at a lot of fighters that pass away in the ring, that's how they pass away. It's not from some one devastating punch. It's from the accumulation.
It's from the accumulation. Yeah.
So
big punches being landed. I mean, this is reminiscent of that Patrick Day fight where he was never really hurt throughout the fight until that last round when he got dropped. But he was just taking those punches and he was taking them well. But you could see it,
Well.
Yeah, I have my scorecard is identical to
that's what I got
to Steve Farhood's. Identical. I'm looking at it right now. Way to go, Steve Farhood.
Hey, he actually got one right for once.
Well, he's not as bad as Harold Letterman was.
Oh.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's right. Harold passed away, huh?
Yeah, like a year ago, right? Last year sometime?
Well, that was fast, right after he retired, huh?
Yeah, not too long after he retired. His daughter's still...
Once again, the referee, I understand that, Tapales isn't grabbing, he isn't holding, he did at that point. But Awasa's still pushing the kid off and putting him into his range, and you just can't do that. The referee's got to at least put a warning there and let him know.
Well, even just a quick look at him and don't know.
There's been no reaction from him other than a couple rounds ago. That was it.
Yeah.
And he's done it consistently.
Try to push his head down right there in that sequence. With 30 seconds left in the 9th round here, in our opening bout here from, they are at Barclays, correct?
Barclays in New York.
This is Barclays, right?
Yeah, Barclays, yeah.
So we're 20 seconds left in the 9th round here, our opening bout. Yeah, we are at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Well, nothing really dramatic happened in that round. I mean, like I said, he looked worse for wear at the end of the 8th round. Nothing really happened that round. Awasa kind of took a bit of that round off.
I think he definitely
he still won the round. Like I said, mathematically on my scorecard, the only way Tapales can win this fight is by knockout or multiple knockdowns. So we're heading into the 10th round. Heading into the 10th round right now. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens in these last rounds. 3 rounds to go.
On the translation right there, I believe he's saying, "Don't forget we're going to eat after the fight."
He said, "We're going to Yoshinoya Beef Bowl after the fight."
No Japanese don't go to Yoshinoya or Benihana's. They laugh at that food, dude.
Well, it's Brooklyn. Maybe there's. Or it's late.
Like,
oh, nice little check right hook there by the Tapalas.
Yeah.
And then he got answered right back with a check hook by.
Well, he's got 2 rounds to do. I'm sorry, 3 rounds to do. 3 rounds to do something. So he's got to do something. He either lets his hands go and takes a risk, and kind of we were talking about with Andy today, but either that or. Because if he takes any more big punches to the head, hopefully his corner does the right thing. If not, Antonio Tarver does it. So we'll see.
Tapalas is definitely trying in this round. He's keeping his guard tight. And he's
hey, GG. How will we get the proper translation? Are we saying this last name correctly? Tapalas? Tapales. There we go.
Tapales.
Coming from a true Filipino. My wife. Gigi doll. Just so you don't know, just in case you guys don't know, me and my brother Mike are both married to Filipinos. How the hell that happened? Ooh, that was nice.
No, he's having a good 10th round. As a matter of fact, I got him winning this round so far. We're halfway through it. See, right there was a classic opportunity for Antonio Tarver's crippled grandfather to give a warning to Iwasa. He was losing that sequence, and he just decided to bull rush and shove him into the corner. At that point, the referee should have said something. Hey, don't do that.
He hasn't said nothing the entire fight.
No, he hasn't done anything, this guy.
Iwasa just hit Tapalas in the back of the head, no warning there. That's a bad thing, especially when a fighter's been taking punches.
Yeah, this referee really is poor.
No, he's very poor.
He's very poor. I don't know where. I've never seen this guy. I've seen 1,000 fights in the last 10 years. I've never seen this referee ever. He's all knob-kneed and.
Oh yeah, he looks like his knees are shot, dude. Yeah, but he can barely walk.
He probably played basketball at one time, and his knees were just shot.
No.
I mean, I felt bad if I found out he's got some kind of debilitating disease or something. But
I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to do this the next fight I referee. I'm gonna have to do they do their hands like this with all the Herman Munster look, dude.
Does he have his hands, where he keeps his hands, he's like,
he's
cradling a baby.
No, that's how I notice a lot of referees do that. I don't know why. They go like that. I don't know why they do that.
So they have their hands in position or something? So
Jay Nady does that all the time. You ever see Jay Nady? He's always got his hands like this. Looks like
I'm talking about that guy. That guy. There's another guy. We got to do a video. We'll make a list of the 10 people that boxing has just passed by that need to just be forced into retirement.
Well, boxing needs a big broom and sweep some people out.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. We'll make a list of the top 10 people that need to be swept out of boxing. Just off the top of my head, I could think, okay, Robert Byrd, Adelaide Byrd, Jay Nady, this guy. Peter Manfredo, I don't want to see him get hurt. I actually gave that round to Paulus. I think he actually won that round.
Let's see what Charlo has to say here.
So we're going to get the affable, smiley Charlo this time, and we just never know what we're going to get with this guy.
That you see a knockout in your future here this evening. Gives you that confidence.
He says that for every fight.
How hard we've been working so hard. Me and Ryan Shields and putting out.
So when he beat, was it Brandon Adams? He did stop Brandon Adams, right?
Yes, I believe so. I'll double check.
Your brother Jamel is not here. He's training for Tony Harrison in a couple of weeks in that rematch. What's it like to have half of yourself here tonight as you go into the ring?
I mean, the job goes on. You got to continue to strive for grades and be great. So that's what I'm doing.
Jamal, we look forward to the fight, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you.
All right, Mark, back out to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. Jamal Charlo, 4-0 at 160. Defending the 160-pound title against Dennis Hogan. In our main event right now, this is round number 11 between these 222-pound pugilists. Marlon Tapalas of the Philippines and Japan.
No, Jamal Charlo won a 12-round decision over Brandon Adams.
Was it a 12-round decision?
12-round unanimous decision.
So he hasn't had a knockout. He went 12 rounds with Korbov and 12 rounds with Brandon Adams.
Exactly.
His last knockout was against Hugo Centeno, right?
Correct.
And he just kind of caught him cold and blew him out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I mean,
me personally, I don't think Centeno's a 160-pound fighter.
No.
He's a junior middleweight that looks like he could still make welterweight. So.
Ooh. Oh shit! I knew that was coming.
Knocking. Yeah, he just came over the top.
They got to, honestly, at this point, the corner's got to do something.
Yeah, the corner should throw the talent right now.
Yeah, this is where fighters get hurt, man. And I'm not being overly sensitive.
Yeah,
he's hurt. He took a bad swing. Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
Antonio.
The first good thing the referee did the entire fight right there was waving it off.
I didn't like that sidestep he took. That unbalanced sidestep. There's no reason for this
kid
kid to take
a look
punch.
at him right now.
And
he took a nice.
Shame on his corner. They were going to allow him to go forward. Shame on his corner.
Of course they were. They should have been jumping on the ring apron right there and said, no, that's good.
No.
Mathematically, we're behind. We got dropped. Our guy doesn't have it tonight. So, what was that, 11th round?
Yeah. Good performance by Awasa. Good performance.
Yeah.
Solid performance against a tough guy. Now, I am going to say this. That hematoma I'm looking at on the side of his face from that knockout, this kid could have possibly been concussed from that. It's bad.
From the clash of heads, yeah.
And
it wasn't intentional.
No, it wasn't intentional, but that could have changed the direction of the fight if he was concussed and if he wasn't 100% there. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah, very true. Who recently? Somebody recently had a fight where they got headbutted and they said their equilibrium was off the rest of the fight. It was a few years back. It was a big fight. It was a high profile fight.
Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua said they said he was concussed.
No. This was a few years back. It was a fight where.
But Anthony Joshua said that he was concussed in that fight against Andy Ruiz too. That shot that he took to the ear caused that.
No. I'm talking about from a headbutt though. I'm talking about from a headbutt.
I can't think.
Somebody clashed heads and they said they just was never right after that.
I know what you're saying. I can't think about it. It was guys a smaller weight. I remember.
Was it Chocolatito? No, it was somebody.
Oh no, it was Chocolatito. No. It was. Was it Dog? Was it Dog Bay against Navarrete?
Dog Bay? I don't think so.
Huh.
But that was a nice overhand left. He just countered over that little lazy jab and boom, straight left.
Perfect.
Yeah, at that point, the body language, the corner should have been up on the apron. I mean, granted, the referee did his job, and he did take that little. Yeah, see that little right there? Yeah, that was good. Hey, finally, the referee did something good.
Yeah.
In this fight. He just counters over that lazy jab, boom. It's a good punch. And the way he fell too, it wasn't like he fell, like he took a step back. He just fell.
Feels like I'm backed up. I need to do something. So he sort of shows that lazy jab, and Iwasa was waiting for him.
Yeah, here's what you're talking about. The lazy jab, the straight left hand over the top, and Iwasa had used that punch a lot during the fight, and it is a power punch. It's his best power punch. That's what he uses to create knockdowns and knockouts, and that he was able to do it tonight. And we'll look
What's
at
TJO?
a great knockout. And
His thing at the bottom is all jacked up.
I know. I got to fix it right now.
It says DLTJO.
I know.
Dang it, EJ.
It's not me, dude. It's my German keyboard.
Your German keyboard.
It is.
All right. That's a tough division, man. 122.
I know.
You got Navarrete there. You got Ray Vargas, right? Or Ray Vargas fight at 118.
Left-handers, all three of his losses coming into tonight's fight came against southpaws. Well, that streak is over, and Iwasa again with an impressive victory.
Does Marlon now have to yell every time he opens his mouth? It's giving me
he needs to stop covering MMA fights because that's all he does. It drives me nuts, man. It really does.
No, he does the wrestling.
Oh, whatever he does.
He does that WWE wrestling.
Yeah.
Covers that too. He doesn't do the UFC, but man, he shouts, man.
Yeah. Now, is Eubanks and
Yeah, Eubank and Korbach will be next.
Yeah.
He steps in, so he does all the work. He steps in.
That was a nice punch. Very well timed. Just
Good, because you can't be lazy. If you're gonna be on the step out, then you can keep your lead hand a little bit down on the out. But he stepped in. He did all the work for Iwasa. Iwasa just had to wait for him, playing himself nice, slip and shoot.
Look at show stats, and Owasso, who is having a very happy moment, as you can well imagine, was busier in this fight, and obviously.
I mean, the stats don't show a dominating thing for Iwasa, but I mean, the actual live fight was a different story,
He actually used his jab very effectively.
They're saying Iwasa outlanded him only 163 to 148.
Yeah, that's a little. I don't know about that.
I disagree. I think a lot of those punches that Tapados landed were on the gloves of Iwasa. He did well, but it's a moot point. I mean, it was a.
Exactly.
Ryosuke Iwasa shining brighter than Rudolph as we look at the official judges' scores.
Over the official judges' scores. 97, 92, 90. Wow.
I don't know the 95,
Rodney
94
Taylor,
was. That
95,
the fight was
94.
not that close.
Yeah, not even.
He had the right person ahead, but it wasn't a 1-point fight
No.
by no means.
So I had Iwasa at 98, 91. That big margin on my part, largely because of that third round that we talked about where Iwasa.
Yeah, I had it exactly like Farhan had it. I had him up 7 rounds to 3.
Only 1-point fight. I feel Iwasa clearly won most of the rounds.
Let's go back to Brian Custer.
Brian Custer.
Hey, good win for Iwasa, considering Tapalos was the one who came into this fight known as the bigger puncher. But Iwasa told us in the fighter meeting, as long as I keep my distance, I will come out with a decisive victory. He did that and some, getting the knockout.
Are they still showing on my screen? They're still showing the Japanese kid.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Now we got they're talking about the Eubanks Korbach fight right now.
Okay.
So this is the first time for Eubanks to fight on U.S. soil, huh?
What?
This is the first time that Chris Eubanks Jr. is fighting on American soil.
I guess. Yeah, I'm not
just
really.
said
I'm
right
not
now.
too sure. Who cares?
So while you talk about the NFL, why don't you give us a quick little update, Mike, on the True League, the XFL?
Well, mini camps have opened. Camps are open. I know. The Los Angeles team is currently, I believe they're at UNLV running Rebel facilities in Vegas, working out, getting ready for the season.
And how many teams are involved in the XFL this year?
There are 8 teams. That fight's in another month. God, it seems like they've been talking about that fight forever. Gamboa versus Davis.
You know, I saw the thing when the two fighters faced off in the thing, and I thought Gamboa, he wasn't really that much smaller.
He was bigger than Tank. I think he had a little bit of height over Tank.
Yeah, but he looked pretty. Gamboa looked really good. You know?
Yeah. Well, listen, Gamboa definitely has fought the better fighters than Tank. There's no doubt about that. Tank's resume is another one that leaves a lot to be desired. Let's face it.
Tank falls in the same thing with Crawford and a few other fighters.
So I'm hearing Garcia might be fighting Josecito Lopez. That was the talk at the gym last week.
Let's see what he says here.
And word is that Danny Garcia show is going to be back here in Barclays, Brooklyn, January 25th.
January 25th, I'm back at the Barclays Center, my home away from home. This will be my 8th fight at the Barclays Center. It's a great atmosphere. Every time I come in here, I get the jitters, like I'm about to fight. So it feels good to me here. I love the atmosphere, and I can't wait to be back.
Do you have any idea yet who you're going to be facing?
Not yet. I don't know who I'm facing yet. But I've been in
Josecito, watch.
I've been in the gym for a month already.
Might be a good matchup.
I'm already ready. So we're already playing first.
Maybe, you know.
Could have been Johnny.
Yeah.
You and Errol Spence.
And that would honestly be in a more dangerous bout for Danny Garcia against Molina.
There was talk that Manny Pacquiao on your radar in 2020. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thank God Spence is doing good. He's recovering well. I heard he's doing good. I heard he's healthy.
There's one of two names I'm hearing thrown around for Danny Garcia. It's either Josecito or Ugas.
Ugas would be a dangerous opponent for Danny Garcia.
Physically bigger, but Ugas is right there. He's coming off of another win, right? He had his win in his last fight against Omar.
Devastating. I mean, an easy victory over Omar Figueroa.
Yeah.
I'm just a little disappointed because, and I'm not putting any blame in the Garcia camp. I put all the blame in the Crawford camp that, once again, Danny, along with Kell Brook, along with a few others, were deemed unworthy. There's no money there. For Top Rank to say there's no money there, because they're saying the balance, the way that the checkbook's going to balance, there's not going to be enough public interest in a Danny Garcia versus Terrence Crawford, but there's more public interest in I don't know the guy's name, the Mean Machine against Terrence Crawford. It's very confusing to me.
Cavalucas, or I can't even say his name. This trainer working with Eubank. This is a guy that works out of Floyd's gym in Vegas.
Okay.
Forgot his name, but he trains in Vegas, and that's where Eubank is training, right, in Vegas.
In Vegas, but this is his actual first fight.
In the States.
In the States. I don't know if you're noticing it. I know there's always a lot of talk. Eddie Hearn's going to be the first to do it. He's going to take he's going to take Anthony Joshua back to the UK. He's going to put him in a box, and he's going to protect him. But I noticed a lot of fighters. Tyson Fury's one of the ones right off the bat. He says, hey, if I want to be considered the best in the world, I need to fight in the U.S. The man came down here, and I give the man a lot of credit, to go down and face Deontay Wilder in the Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Now, Eubanks is out here doing the same thing, and a few others. But I don't see Anthony Joshua coming this way again, based after what happened at Madison Square Garden.
Not right away.
No,
yeah, not right away. It's good. He's gonna fight from the comfort of his backyard again a couple times. I'm seeing it, and they're gonna use that. Well, we get 80,000 people in Wales and Wembley, but that's gonna be the, I don't want to use the word excuse, but that's going to be the justification for it.
I know there's a lot of. I know Eddie Hearn's going back probably, and I'm not saying definitely, but I know he's probably going back and looking at. He's a person that watches his Twitter feed and everything like that. And I know he wishes probably he can retract a couple statements, and one being Anthony Joshua's dominant performance proves once again that he's the man in charge. No, he's not.
Wait. Finish the statement. You cut off before you finished. What did he say?
No, he was basically trying to say that based off of this performance, Anthony Joshua getting the title back, that he's the man in charge. He's the man that's number one. And Deontay
so that's what he said after this fight, after Andy Reese. Yeah. He said he's the man back in charge.
Yep, he's the man.
Okay, well.
No, basically
because you were saying it, but then you didn't say the last part of the sentence. I couldn't understand what you said.
Yeah, he was basically saying that he's the one that deems the big purses. He's the one that could get all these people at Wembley Stadium. The fact that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury want to know part of Anthony Joshua, it doesn't mean they're going to get a part of him now. They're going to have to get in the waiting line. I'm just like, come on, man.
I don't know where he said that, but if he says that, he's more delusional than I already think he is.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
sense.
I
don't know where he said that. I did hear him talking about numbers right after the fight.
No, he was
in the ring. He was talking about numbers and about the amount of seats that and the generation of revenue. He said basically, the other guys really are.
Well, no. He said shortly right after the victory, he was talking about how basically how Deontay Wilder rejected the contract with Anthony Joshua. Anybody who was behind the scenes knows that that's a lie, and I don't even remember them even making an offer to Tyson Fury. If there was, it passed over my head. At this point, like I said, I know in some of the discussions I heard, the percentages were ridiculous, but based off of the recent performances, especially this performance, this was not a good victory for Anthony Joshua. It was not a workman-like victory. It was just a guy who went out there.
No. It was more of a workman-type victory, meaning he just did what he had to do to get by. It's like somebody goes to work. It's like somebody goes to work 9 to 5. Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of breeze through my day and just get through, and then when the shift's over, I'm going home. I'm not gonna do anything less. I'm not gonna do anything more. I'm just gonna. That's a workman-type victory. So he actually fought a workment-type victory.
Yeah, but
he didn't do anything exceptional.
He didn't do anything exceptional. He did nothing exceptional. Nothing exceptional. He didn't show me. He did not. He didn't display any of the things or any of the qualities that Eddie Hearn is always constantly trying to recompute in our minds that he possesses. I mean, I didn't see any punching power. I didn't see, it wasn't very elusive. Whenever Andy Ruiz let his hands go, I mean, like you said, I mean, the man was able to land a jab on Anthony Joshua. I mean, whenever he did do it.
Yeah, he actually was able to land a jab in the first few rounds, but then, I gotta say the best punch Anthony Joshua probably landed the entire fight was that one that opened up that cut.
That's it.
That was a decent right hand. That was the best, but it didn't phase Andy in the least bit. In fact, he didn't even start pawing at his eye till after they told him, "Hey, you're cut." I mean, I don't think it really affected him at all.
Well, Anthony Joshua's another one who I think that's been built up so much that he thinks he's more powerful. And I don't think Anthony Joshua, he doesn't have that crunching one punch knockout power like Deontay Wilder.
Nobody in the heavyweight division has that power.
Yeah,
nobody.
But they try to portray like he's a knockout fighter. Yeah, you're a knockout fighter against guys like Dillian White, who you could see the guy gasses in every fight, against guys like Derek Chisora, against a 41-year-old, Vladimir Klitschko. But against a fighter of equal stature and stuff, you don't see it. He hasn't proven that he's been able to do that. All he proved was that he went in there and he did what he had to do against a guy that, I tell you right now, was completely overrated in the first place. Got lucky. It was like a Rocky Balboa type performance. He went in there against a guy who just completely didn't even have any had no respect for Andy Ruiz going into that fight. He was a late substitute because of what had happened with Big Baby Miller. And it's unfortunate, but I don't look at it like what he did today put him back as the man to beat in the division. He's a man that can be beat, and as far as I'm concerned, he falls to number 3, possibly number 4, because I wouldn't favor him against Luis Ortiz. That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't favor Anthony Joshua against Luis Ortiz. Because can Anthony Joshua do to Ortiz what he did to Andy Ruiz and keep him at a jab? Maybe. But I'll tell you right now, Luis Ortiz will engage him. Luis Ortiz will go out there and try to knock him.
Luis Ortiz is a much better boxer than Andy Ruiz.
Exactly.
He's a much better boxer. So fundamentally, he's much more sound.
And I like that Deontay Wilder said that at the end of the fight.
By the way, Deontay was on the radio when I left your house. He was on the radio. He called in Sirius. He was on with that Akim Barak, and he basically said that he was only on the phone for about 5 to 7 minutes because their feed cut out. But he was basically saying, like, oh my God, he's like, very disappointed in Andy. Like, what do you, like, what? Why are you talking all this nonsense about a third fight? Nobody wants to see a third fight.
No. It was a stinker, bro. Like you said, what did you call it again? The bust of the dust.
What Deontay said too. What Deontay said is that he says people keep saying that I've got no skills, but they're not really paying attention to what I'm doing and how I'm able to adjust in there. He said the one thing Andy Ruiz did not do in this fight, he did not adjust at all. He said because what he was doing in the first few rounds wasn't working, and he never strayed from that. And Deontay Wilder, look at for his his vernacular sometimes, his broken English sometimes, the way he talks, he's not the most eloquent speaker. But if you listen to what he's saying, he knows what he's talking about, and that's what he was trying to say in this interview today. He was saying, I know what I see in there. He says, I have to make adjustments with certain fighters, and I'm able to adjust. And look at the adjustments that he's made just in the two fights that are the 2 rematches he's had. He's made major adjustments and won them devastating. Severn, Ortiz, he's going to do the same thing with Tyson Fury. And he basically said in the interview, he says, when I knock out Tyson Fury, he says, he was hoping for Andy Ruiz. He saw that that was a fight that was easier to make.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it just depends if that. I know they say the fight's signed for, what is it, February?
February 22nd, I guess, in Vegas, probably at the MGM. Who knows? Maybe the T-Mobile. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. We'll see if it actually happens. I hope we see the best of Tyson Fury, and I hope he takes this fight seriously, because his actions right now and what he's got going on outside the ring doesn't show me that. But. Well,
he's already talking. He's already started to trying to sell the fight with his mouth. In the few interviews I've seen, he's already talking about I'm gonna knock the bum out and all this. And I'm telling you right now, man, this is going to be a devastating knockout at the hands of Deontay Wilder. I see it.
And Fury, honestly, that's Fury just being the Gypsy King. He knows it's not. He knows this is a dangerous fight going into this fight. I'm trying to see, okay, based on their recent performances, Deontay Wilder's already shown a higher ring IQ, and he's showing that he could set up a fighter, and he's improved since the draw against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, to me, has regressed.
He looked good against Tom Schwartz, who was in there basically like a sparring partner.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the Swedish guy, Otto Wallin, really gave him fits, and it wasn't just the cut. I mean, he was giving him fits prior to the cut.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, he had a bad
the
performance.
ease in which the guy was able to land punches on Tyson Fury concerns me for Tyson Fury going in against a guy like Deontay Wilder, who's a much more accurate fighter and hits with much, a huge amount of impact compared to, this last guy. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I hope the fight happens because I think Tyson Fury is going to eat a lot of crow after that fight. I think Tyson Fury is going to have to really take a look at it and say, hey, where do I go? Maybe go fight Andy Ruiz or fight Anthony Joshua. I don't know. I kind of feel bad because if Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury easily, there's nobody in the heavyweight division that's going to fight him. This man is going to be on an island in the middle of the ocean. Everybody's going to avoid him. I mean, they're going to have to dig guys out of, Nigeria.
Well, no. There'll still be guys that want to fight him. I'll tell you right now, a guy like Adam Konoski will fight him because he just looks like a guy that's not smart enough to know what's good or what's right for him. He'll fight Deontay. He'll take some significant cerebral damage in that fight. But he'll fight him.
No, but what I mean by fighting him, meaning guys not want. I'm not saying guys not wanting to fight him. I mean, there's going to be nobody there really worthy. Who's going to really be the test for Deontay Wilder?
At that point in his career, the only thing that will beat Deontay Wilder is time.
Yeah.
Deontay's not young. He's 36, I believe now. He's 34, 35. He's not.
No, he's 33. Deontay Wilder's 33.
No. I think he's older than that, bro. Let's look it up. He's older than 33. Deontay Wilder is not. Remember, he didn't start boxing until he was 20 years old.
I thought he was 33 years old.
No, I think he's older than that. I think he's 34, 35.
I'll tell you right now. I got it right here.
34, 35 years old.
Let's see.
All right, here we go. Round one. Here we go. Korobov versus Chris Eubank Jr.
He's 34.
34. So, like I said, I mean, time will be his enemy. That's it.
Yeah. So here we go. Round number one. Matt Korobov, Chris Eubanks Jr.
You see, right away Korobov is trying to counter over that. He's trying to counter. See that? A la Ortiz. He sees those 1-2s coming, he's countering quick.
Well, that's exactly what he did to when he fought Charlo. Identical. And that's why I think Korobov, if he gets the victory here, would be a good fight with Triple G. I think it would be a good matchup. Two very accurate punchers. Two guys. Who, very well schooled and rough. They're both very rough fighters. They're not gonna. I don't see a lot of backwards movement from either fighter, but I mean, we'll see. He's got a determined, focused Chris Eubanks Jr. in front of him right now. We'll see what happens.
Oh, nice straight left right there. That wall. Yeah. Did that land flush or no? He barely missed that straight left on Eubank.
Now I'm already seeing a big. I've never thought that Chris Eubanks was a very poised fighter, but I'm already noticing.
He's already getting hit with straight lefts.
Yeah, he's getting hit with straight lefts, but he's stepping back into it too, which is he's almost like stiffening up, and he's setting himself up right now.
He's going to get caught with a straight left right now.
Absolutely.
He's already been hit with two of them. He's already been hit with two straight lefts.
Yeah.
Pulling straight back.
And he already look. To me, honestly, I mean, I know it's the first round, but he's already kind of giving me an impression he's a little tentative. I mean, Chris Eubanks.
Because he's been hit twice with those straight lefts.
Yeah, and he's usually a much more aggressive fighter, especially in the early rounds. But we'll see.
And you can see that's Korobov's strategy right here. I'm going to counter him. I'll let him lead, and I'm going to counter him. I'm going to make him pay. I'm going to make him think every time he throws.
Exactly.
Korobov does have good reflexes. He's a great counterpuncher.
I'm telling you, that's why I like him, because if you go back and watch the Sergey Demchenko versus Triple G fight, that was the advantage that Demchenko had, was his reflexes on his countering of Triple G. That's why I think Korobov and Triple G is an interesting bout at most. I think it's interesting. But he's got to get past
it is. But like I said, the only thing I just think from a promotional standpoint, I don't think it's a kind of fight they're going to want to make because a DAZN Triple G, because they already got to pay Triple G a lot of money. You know what I mean? Next to Canelo, he's probably their highest paid fighter.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, based off. Okay, see what he did right there.
I'm sorry. Anthony Joshua was the highest paid through DAZN, and then.
But I mean, based on what, like I said, Korobov done. Like I said, I mean, people can say whatever they want. Charlo was lucky to get that decision. Okay, And then,
Well, like I said, listen. It was a close fight up until that 12th round.
yeah.
That 12th round sealed it for Charlo.
Yep.
He hurt Korobov multiple times, almost had him down in that round. If that wouldn't have happened, he'd had a better case. But he allowed himself to get clipped in that last round.
He got lazy.
I don't know what he did. I don't know, but he was boxing beautifully until that 12th round. He never went down. He almost went down. Yeah. But he was hurt. He got rocked multiple times in that.
Well, like I said, going into that fight, I mean, the guy didn't get a whole lot of respect. They talked about his age. They talked about this. He's a guy that's been very patient. He's been there for a while, and he's been overlooked. He's been sidestepped, and he made the most of his opportunity. I know he came up short, on the decision and stuff. He made that problem in the 12th, but he's a solid guy. And a victory over here over a guy who comes in with a lot of hype in Chris Eubanks Jr., could kind of like relaunch, I think, and put him back in the mix. But like I said, I mean, I just think the choices are far and few between right now, especially for the guys that are the champions right now.
All right, listen. So for this fight right here, for this, focusing back on this fight right here, Chris Eubanks he's got one loss on his record to Billy Joe?
Billy
Joe's got two?
No, he's got one loss.
Didn't he lose he lost to George Groves also?
George Groves, yeah, he's got loss against Groves and...
But if I remember right, in that Billy Joe Saunders fight from a few years ago, it was that left-hand southpaw style that gave him trouble. Well, the same thing is happening here.
Yep.
He's not really adjusting so far. It's only been one round. I know it's only been one round, but you could see he looked a little confused at the end of that round. He's like, why is this guy coming back at me with these straight left hands that I'm not really used to?
Yeah.
And you see that. You see he's
very wide
he's a counter machine.
Very wide stance by Eubanks too. Very wide.
Well, he's pulling straight back too. That's the thing.
That's what I don't like. When
something happened.
It's his shoulder, and it's that same.
Oh no.
It's that shoulder, and he had that problem before Korobov. He did. Yeah, we got.
Did his shoulder pop out just like Chon Cepeda when Chon Cepeda fought Terry Flanagan?
He dislocated it.
You can see it. It looks funny on top.
I missed the punch. What happened?
Nothing. I think he threw and missed a punch, and did his shoulder pop out? Can they pop it back in? You got 3 doctors standing there. Nobody's doing anything.
My brother used to pop. Remember, I used to pop my brother Eric's. Just pop it in, man. Don't.
This is eerily reminiscent of Chon Cepeda's title fight against Terry Flanagan. It was the second round also.
Well, this is going to be devastating for Korobov too, because I mean, I understand it's a freak thing, whatever like this. Yeah, this fight's over. And it's unfortunate because I think Korobov was doing a good job.
He won that first round.
It's gonna end up being a victory for Eubanks right here.
Yeah, he's done.
He's
in pain. He's writhing in pain. And you could see it's red on top. Now you should have seen Cepeda's. When Cepeda's, you saw the bone sticking up. You saw where it had popped out. Now in the UK, technically, if you want to call it an accidental foul,
it goes as a no contest.
It goes as a no contest, which is what is supposed to happen in the UK. But in the UK, they call it a TKO for Flanagan. It was a total.
Yeah.
It was total BS.
Well, this won't be because this didn't come from an accidental headbutt or something. This is a self-inflicted injury, and it's going to go down. If he's unable to continue, it goes down as a TKO victory for Eubanks. I think it's over. Yeah, he's done. Hard night, man, for Korobov. That's devastating right there.
What is Paulie and what are they saying?
Well, the fight's over.
But what are they saying?
Paulie hasn't said a word. I haven't heard nothing. He's getting booed.
A big piece of coal has been put in the boxing fan stocking, but of course concern for Matt Korobov, who has suffered an injury, is already making his way back to the dressing room.
Now you said he had a previous injury here?
He hurt his arm. He hurt his arm before in a fight that he had fought before. I seen it before, but he actually continued with the fight. But I'm trying to remember.
What is Paulie saying right now?
I'm trying to hear right now. Yeah, Paulie's basically saying that Korobov's character should not be in question. He's not the type of guy that would bow out, especially in a fight that it looked like he was winning at that point.
Yeah, comfortably won the first round.
Yeah.
Tremendous disappointment, obviously, for him.
Yeah, this is, like I said, you should go back and watch that replay of Chon Cepeda when he fought Terry Flanagan. Man, that was a bad dislocation. The bone was sticking. I mean, it wasn't through the skin, but it was sticking up bad. And his arm, you could see that separation in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And he was writhing in pain. He couldn't even lift his arm. And they didn't know what to do. They tried to pop it back in the corner. It wouldn't go, so they just had to stop the fight.
It's tough when something like that happens. I want to see what happens. They're showing the replay right now. I want to see exactly what happened. So it looks like he throws a right.
No, it was a left.
Yeah,
he overextended
he
with the left.
overextended, and then it looks like it kind of got stuck in Eubanks' shoulder going that way. Maybe just that little extra pull. But no, wait a minute. That's not the one that did it. No, it's not it. No, wait a minute.
Well, he's already not throwing it here. No, he done it, but then the pain started to set in.
Something in it, yeah. So
the pain started to set in. It was that long punch. He overextended.
I want to see it again right here.
It's almost like a hyperextension.
Here it is.
He just when he hit the top of Eubanks' shoulder,
classic
hyperextension.
Football.
It was like a hyperextension of that shoulder of the deltoid right there.
Yeah. Almost kind of like a classic stinger in football. You get dropped, you get tackled, and your arm's like this, and it gets pulled back, and you get that stinger up here and stuff. But yeah, it's out. But it wasn't the kind of dislocation where it wasn't to the level, like you said, of Charles Zepeda's. It wasn't
not even nowhere near.
So this tells me right there it's either possibly something went. It could be a tear, but something was wrong.
You feel for everyone involved, including, of course, Chris Eubank Jr., much anticipated American debut Matt Korobov, who we've talked about his character.
I don't see any protrusion of his clavicle.
I see redness on the top. You definitely see redness.
Yeah.
Okay. He's Korobov's pretty tan. Okay, and you can see that redness on it. So I don't know if that means some capillaries inside were broken, or right away, there's a tear, and right away the blood is going there. I don't know. Let's see what they say.
It goes on TKO victory. Not taking a knockout.
Yeah.
That's what they got to do. I mean, it's not Eubanks' fault, It was a freak accident. It's too bad. Now, is Eubanks happy for this outcome? No, he's not. You can see in his face. He's not happy.
He's damn lucky, I'll tell you that.
I mean, the fight was so early. I mean, Korobov had some early success, but we don't know what was going to happen as the fight progressed. I don't want to make any assumptions, but let's see what Eubanks has to say.
Thank you very much. Chris, obviously not the outcome that anybody wanted to see. From your vantage point, could you see what happened to Matt?
No, I feel like I was literally just about to start getting my swag on, and I don't know, I think I hit him with like a little shot, and he just turned around and stopped. I was gonna go jump on him, but then the ref said stop, and I guess something happened with his shoulder or something, I don't know.
It looked like you threw that lunging left and tried to fight it off or ward it off there for just a moment and then stop the fight. So now you're prepared for a fight, you fight one round, and obviously a dissatisfying evening for everybody here involved, but what do you take from this now as you move forward?
I mean, there's nothing to take from the fight. I threw like 3 or 4 punches, I was just warming up. It is what it is. I sacrificed, and karma's a real thing, so whatever he's done, there's a reason something happens, and I'm the winner, and I'm going to go forward and challenge for these belts. This isn't the dream that I had making my pro debut here. I wanted to have a knockout and impress the crowd and make a name and a statement, but there's 2020 super active. I'm looking to fight.
You are going to be active because the reality of this is now, Chris, is you're going to have fought one round in more than a year plus, just because of what has happened here this evening and the layoff since February of this year.
Yeah, but now that I've landed, I've settled down with the new promotional team. We've got this fight here. It's done. Now I feel like the ball can really get rolling for an active 2020. So I'm excited, man. It's just it's a shame I had to start like this, but it is what it is.
Chris, we appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you next year.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, Chris.
No, Eubanks did have a very difficult time against his fight with James DeGale. It was a tough fight. I mean, James DeGale is not the same James DeGale he was before, but it was a tough fight, and there were moments where James DeGale was having success.
dissatisfying for everyone.
the guy, the commentator there was right in the sense that it's going to be quite a long layoff. We'll see what happens. I mean, you can't really say that it's the splash that he wanted. It's one of those freaky things that happens.
All right, we are going to bring
And
in the corner of Matt Korbob at the time.
Matt Korbob must have really been hurt because, like I said, it's not in his. I don't believe it's in his character, at least from what I've observed, for him to just
No,
give
of course
up.
not.
No,
You
he-
can see it. Look at the top of his arm, his shoulder, how
there's
red it
definitely
looks.
something. Well, you can tell by the droopiness of it. It's hanging. So
Yeah, it's hanging a little bit. You can see a little bit on his.
yeah. There's something. It's definitely a separation or dislocation.
It could be a slight separation and a tear.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen worse separations.
I want to see it, but this ring doctor, I'm looking at his bald spot, and he looks like he's got some eczema on the top of his head. So. Oh, it's a tear. It's a tear. He felt it coming down his scapula.
Yeah,
It's a tear.
What happened when he threw it? You saw his arm was extended, and the shoulder landed on Eubank's shoulder, and then it went down.
Yep.
He threw it, and it went down, and that's all it took.
That's it.
Just that little bit. That's all it took.
So we got Dennis Hogan coming out.
So we got the main event. Well, I mean, let's hope they get to it sooner. Don't throw another swing bout in there or make us wait 45 minutes, That was a bit disappointing, that fight. I was looking forward to this fight. Remember, we talked about this fight could be the fight of the night, but
I thought this was going to be the most exciting fight of the night. I thought that the upset could possibly be the fight coming up, but we'll see what happens.
All right, Mo, thank you very much. Disappointing night for that
Eubank
Jr. because he had big plans. Obviously, in his U.S. debut, certainly didn't want his victory.
Oh, it was the second round, right?
And from that,
yeah.
Especially when you look at his last two fights and the decisions that he got in those fights. You certainly didn't want an outing like this for him. You feel bad for him. So disappointing night all around. Coming up next, though, it is the main event of the evening. The WBC middleweight champion Jamal Charlo taking on Dennis Hogan. It wouldn't be hyperbole to call Dennis Hogan an uncrowned champion because of his strong performance against then champion Jaime Munguia back in April. Many thought Hogan won that fight. Now
Not me.
Coming up in weight.
It's a close fight, but here's what people have to understand. Once again, they were looking at Munguia like they look at Deontay. They're looking for this devastating annihilation, and when they don't get it, something must be wrong.
And they don't know what happened prior and leading up to the fight that you were witness to, that we don't have to discuss, but what was going on. I'm going to step away for just 1 second while this scene's getting ready to go here. I'll be right back, Mike. We'll be back.
Hello, YouTube. I am back once again with Mighty Mike.
What's up, Colty Bear?
Okay, so I have no idea which fight we are currently covering. So what fight are we covering, Mighty Mike?
We have Jamal Charlo versus Dennis Hogan coming up.
Okay, so I'm gonna question you, what are your personal opinions on the fight?
Well, I think, obviously Jamal Charlo is the favorite. He's proven at the middleweight division. So the guy, Dennis Hogan, he's coming up from 154 pounds. So he's coming up to a bigger division. So we'll see if he can fight the bigger guy. He's fighting a bigger guy now.
So basically Dennis Hogan is fighting a bigger guy, and is he basically trying to have more hopes to beat this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. And who do you think is gonna what do you think is gonna happen during the Dennis Hogan fight?
I don't know. This one's hard to tell. You gotta.
Maybe since Dennis Hogan is really confident about this fight because he's fighting a bigger guy mostly, I think that he's gonna try and hit some or get some early hits in there, but then he's gonna make the bigger guy he's gonna get the early hits there. As soon as the fight starts, he's gonna try and get the early hits in there so he can get the first hits off.
So you think that Dennis Hogan's going to be the aggressor and try to land first?
Yeah, like say this is him and this is the bigger guy. He's gonna try to hit the early shot so he can get him back. Mostly.
So he's going to try to set the tone early, right, Colt?
Yeah, he's trying to get it early.
You know, Dennis Hogan says he feels more fit at 160, more explosive.
So here's Dennis Hogan right here, Colt.
Yep.
Tell me his game plan. Not stand in front of.
Saying his game plan. He's currently sparring, or he's currently training, like practicing for the big fight with his trainer.
Is his destiny.
Right now he is looking very confident about this fight right now. He's currently looking very confident.
Thank you, Cokie Bear. Daddy's back.
Hey, hold on a second. Hey, can I sit here?
Now that Jamal is a middleweight champion, he's finally enjoying.
I'm back. Thank you to my son Colt for his he's not bad. I think he does a better job than me.
I'll sit here with AJ Rage.
Man, I liked what I saw Charlo in there warming up. You know, the only thing I don't like is he's going to try to get off some big punches, but he has to remember. You guys got to eat before we do these broadcasts.
Yeah.
Okay. We did the whole entire one last time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying is he has a tendency. You know, you can't leave that chin hanging up in the air, and you can't come across wide like that. You know.
Well, the only advantage in this one compared to the Korov fight is Hogan's not a puncher.
Yeah,
and I don't know how he's gonna carry any power that he did have up into the middleweight division. I don't know. He's not a puncher. With 7 knockouts in the amount of bouts that he's had, he's not a big puncher.
Definitely. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, the numbers are there for a reason. I mean,
exactly.
You know, he looks strong at 160. He looks a little bit meatier. He looks strong. But
I mean,
like
don't get me wrong. There's guys out there that don't have a lot of knockouts. Guys like Sergio Mora.
Yeah,
and Sergio Mora was able to knock down Danny Jacobs, which is not an easy task. But things like that just happen. I mean, it's boxing, you know. But you know, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I just feel still that the.
So is this their way of trying to endear Charlo to the fans by visiting? Don't get me wrong. I commend him for visiting the Children's Hospital, but it's going to take a lot more than him visiting the Children's Hospital to endear him to the fans, because the kid has just really had him and his brother both. They're very very volatile. They're not good for this. They're not good for the sport. They have a Floyd Mayweather mentality and bravado about them, but Floyd Mayweather backed it up in the ring. These guys, I'm not saying they're not in there fighting hard, but they're not by any means they're not dominating, you know.
Yeah. When they always talk about them, they always refer to themselves as a third person, which just drives me nuts. You know, it's kind of like. You can't say.
There was that punch that Korobov kept landing with that straight left, that counter, the exact same one he was doing to Eubank before he threw his arm out.
Well,
shocking, man.
Well, it's just like his bout against Austin Trout. Wasn't devastating, you know. And that was against a guy Trout that was not the same Trout he was years before, and Trout still had success. So
yeah.
With just one punch. Charlo told me he's going to control Hogan with his jab.
What time is it right now, anyways?
7:39 p.m. Pacific Coast time.
When Hogan tries to come on the inside. It is time for our main event of the evening. Let's go back ringside. Here's Morrow.
So here we go. Main event time.
Thank you very much. Yes.
God, I spent all that time to put together my sheet for the Eubanks fight, and it ends up, you know.
Me too. Look at that.
I'm gonna keep it thinking. I was gonna cross their names out because I didn't even get to really put anything on there.
I got 10-9 in the first round.
Right.
There's Derry Vanchenko right there.
Vanchenko right there.
Coming off a spirited affair with Triple G scouting, I'm sure tonight, as he will watch our main event for the middleweight title. Also here, Clarissa Shields, undisputed female middleweight.
Boy, Clarissa Shields.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Very important fight.
Nobody's holding her feet to the fire for that total melee that happened. Nobody is holding her responsible. And it was her camp, it was her brother that assaulted that trainer.
Styling and profound. There's Peter Quillen, former champion at 160 pounds. Kid Chocolate is here this evening.
There's that right there.
Well, Paulie, you know him very well from your spirited battle here at Barclays Center.
Yeah, 6 years ago tonight, actually.
DeAndre Jordan of the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, they play their hardwood right here at Barclays, taking in some of the pugilistic action. Charles Oakley, former NBA All-Star. Imagine what he could have done if he
Charles Oakley.
He threw a few punches on that. And there is NBA champion, 14-year NBA vet, who brings you all the smoke.
I have no idea who these guys are. I know the fighters are, but is there anybody else here? I have no idea who these guys are.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't watch a lot of baseball or a lot of basketball. To be honest with you, so.
I watch zero basketball.
Yeah. We used to watch them back in the day with Karl Malone and the Jazz because we like the Jazz.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
Exactly.
That was 20. I think I stopped watching basketball in 1996. That was, what, 23 years ago?
Here tonight. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the main event, we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. The WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, joining us to the red corner, the challenger at number 5 ranked middleweight in the world. Please welcome the Australian-based Irish.
It's not a knock on Dennis Hogan. He had a great showing against Jaime Munguia. How is he the number 5 ranked middleweight contender?
I have no idea.
Jesus Christ. I mean, this right here, this just accentuates boxing and how it's a pay-for-play type system. I mean, how is he ranked number 5 in the middleweight division?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining that he got the fight, but don't tell me he's ranked number 5th in the middleweight division. He's yet to fight in the middleweight division. Does that mean Jaime Munguia is rated number 4 in the middleweight division?
You know, the thing is I look at it this way. I mean, how much love is... Hopefully Munguia is going to get the love that he deserves in the division, but we'll see.
Okay, they're showing,
Got Dennis Hogan coming in.
Yep, Dennis Hogan. And then, after this, entering, there's an Everlast, thing.
So, Mike, why don't you go ahead and you talk about the ring walk coming in and stuff like this, and what do you think Hogan has to do in order to be successful in this fight tonight?
He's got to stay out of Charlo's range. He's got to stay on the inside. He's not going to outbox Charlo from the outside. He's got to stay. He's got to crowd him. He's got to make it ugly. He's got to do what Andy Reese was supposed to do earlier today. Don't fight at Charlo's range. Charlo's taller, longer. He's been at this weight for the last, 5 fights now? They both started at 154, and then Jamal moved up to 160. He's been at this weight. He's come up with this weight. Dennis Hogan, he's going to have to make this fight ugly and stay on the inside and withstand, I mean, if you crowd Charlo and you don't allow him the space to punch,
Now, hypothetically, Charlo knocks out Hogan, in devastating fashion.
Yeah.
What does that say? I mean, do you think that at that point there's going to be a lot of comparisons between what Charlo's done to Hogan and what Munguia? Because Munguia's name is going to get thrown in that mix right away based on the controversy. I didn't find it controversial. I've watched the fight 3 times, and was it a good performance by Jaime? No, it was probably one of his worst performances. But like you said, there was things going on behind the scenes that we don't need to discuss. But the bottom line is, it is what it is. Jaime makes no excuses because he's a true champion. Would Munguia, would the fight outcome be different in Munguia at this weight, 160 against Hogan? Absolutely. He's going to be at a more comfortable weight, but we'll see. But I know for a fact, there's going to be talk, and I think that's why Charlo's doing this, is to try to gauge himself. But like you said, he's not fighting Hogan at 154. He's fighting Hogan at 160.
Yeah, there's weight divisions for a reason.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, I'm not expecting, honestly, I think Charlo's a heavy favorite in this fight for good reason. He's the middleweight. He's the established middleweight champion. This is his fifth or sixth fight at this weight, and like I said, they said Hogan started at this weight years ago in Ireland. But let's be honest, at the world level, he's never fought at this weight at the world level. So, like I said, I just think the only way Hogan has a chance in this fight is if he just makes it ugly and doesn't stay on. He doesn't stay at range with Charlo. He's got to crowd him.
Hogan. Okay. Here comes.
There's Kozlowski right there, the big heavyweight, right there in there.
So his brother didn't make the trip out with him because I know his brother's prepared for his upcoming bout against Tony Harrison.
Yeah, he's training. Yeah, he didn't make this trip, so.
You know. Like I said, I mean,
so I think, the funny thing too is it looks like a decent crowd here. I mean, but the one thing we talked about earlier, we talked about Eddie Hearn talking about numbers and seating capacity and revenue and all that stuff. That's one thing that boxing 10 years ago, it was always an important aspect of boxing, but it wasn't the focal point. Now, too much of it is on the focal point. So I can guarantee you later today or tomorrow, the people that are the detractors or maybe that are not fans of the PBC are going to say, well, you know what, they only sold this amount of seats and they gave away 4,000 seats. At the end of the day, we should only care about what happens inside the ring. Let the business guys in the seats worry about the aesthetics and, right?
Absolutely.
And the semantics involving putting on a show. Far too many people focus on what's happening outside the square circle.
Unfortunately, but fans act like we're the ones paying the bills in a sense, and
exactly.
We're not the ones
exactly.
writing the
If
check,
a promoter takes a loss, if a promoter has a guarantee with one fighter and he doesn't make that guarantee, well, that's his fault.
Absolutely.
I mean, he takes the loss.
Yep. I agree.
The fans, you don't take the loss. It isn't like you go, oh damn, they only sold 5,000 seats and they gave away 2,000. That means I got to pay $20 extra for my pay-per-view or whatever. That's not the case.
And I tell you, in a world that we live in that is dominated now by television and social network, you don't need to sell out a live venue anymore. It's not like the old days when you didn't have it. This fight may only have X amount of people in the stands, but it's being streamed all over the world. The exposure is being elevated all over the world. So it is what it is. I mean, Charlo's still getting his name out there. Do you think anybody really cares if Anthony Joshua has 80,000 people in the arena? No, they care about who he's fighting. That's the most important thing. Am I correct?
No, I agree. Like I said, far too many people want to equate popularity with ability, and that's not the case. Because you could look at, the Kardashian, and they're at one point they were the highest rated show on TV. Does that mean that they're the most skilled people on TV? No, they're not skilled at all. But like I said, people keep equating that. But the crowd here looks good tonight. It looks great. I don't know if they have the upper level sold out, but it looks like it's a decent crowd.
Yeah. What does Barclays hold to? They're about Staples,
right? It probably holds similar to Staples, probably between 17 and 19,000, maybe 20,000.
And the thing about Hogan too, Hogan wasn't a big guy at 154. He's definitely not going to come off as a big guy.
No, he's a lot smaller than Charlo.
And like I don't know. I just kind of got like this bolt of lightning that hit me in the side of the head and told me that Charlo's he's gonna strike lightning early. I don't know. It just kind of hit me right now. I just now look.
Well, like I said, if Hogan tries to, look, I'm not saying he has to go in there right away and go after Charlo, but like if you're going to box and move for the first couple of rounds to kind of fill him out, you better stay out of range.
Absolutely.
You better do it, Anthony Joshua, and just stay out of his range entirely.
And that's what I think. I mean, I think he's going to serve himself better by countering Charlo. Charlo's going to come in with those big, winging, wild punches. His best success is going to be being patient, compact, catching Charlo after the punch. But we'll see, It depends on how the punches affect Dennis Hogan right off the bat. If Charlo lands a couple big punches and Dennis Hogan looks like he can't absorb them, it's a short night for Dennis Hogan. If he's able to go there,
right away that statistic that stands out at you: 28 victories,
Seven
and only
knockouts.
7 of them by knockout. And they were primarily at a lower weight. So, you know.
Well, it was like in his fight against Munguia. I can't remember what round it was. I believe it was the 4th round. Hogan had caught Munguia. Munguia kind of threw a punch, was a little wild, and Hogan caught him with this punch. And, right away, the announcers were like, Munguia's hurt. I was like, the Jaime's not hurt at all. The guy couldn't do anything to hurt Jaime. Jaime could have stood there and put his chin out and let the guy run across the ring and smash him and wouldn't have hurt Jaime. It was just the fact that it was just a bad night for Jaime Munguia, and Hogan caught him on the right night. Unfortunately, he's not fighting against Jaime Munguia, who had a bad night tonight. He's fighting against, Jamal Charlo, who looks like, he wants to try to prove something tonight. But that can also be a bad point. He might go in there and try too hard. Who knows?
Yeah. Now, who did Charlo beat for the title? Did he fight for a vacant title and was elevated, or was it a title that he fought for an interim and then Canelo vacated and then he got elevated to that champion? Or
yeah,
I can't remember.
He got the interim title when he beat Hugo Centeno.
Really?
Yeah, if you can believe
that.
that.
So Hugo Centeno was up for a title shot?
It was for the interim, yes.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense at all.
I know. But then also his bout against Korboff was for the interim title. So now this is considered for the middleweight title. This was actually the actual bout for the middleweight title. For the World Boxing Council, the WBC middleweight title tonight. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Exactly. So because he had the 2 interim wins,
Here we go, round one. Here we go. I don't know who the referee is. He looks familiar. I've seen him before, but I can't remember his name.
We'll see.
And you can already see the size difference. My God.
Yeah.
Massive. Charlo looks massive compared to Hogan.
Yeah, I don't even see how the weight is even close. Dennis Hogan definitely does not transcend into a big guy at that way. And right away, yeah. We'll see.
See, like I said, he's right on the end of Charlo's range right now. This is where he does not need to be.
No. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's getting close and tight, or he needs to stay out even further.
And he keeps, going to his, he's...
Well, he's doing the right thing. He's going to his right. He's going away from Charlo's power.
That's about the only smart thing I was about to say right now he's doing right now. But every once in a while...
Don't go to your left. Go to your right.
He keeps coming. He'll pop off to the left and then come back to the right. So...
Well, he's smart. He's going to the right and he's keeping that right hand up.
No.
He's keeping that right hand up, but don't go to the left because you're going to walk right into a 1-2.
Speaking of jazz people, last night I saw Arturo Sandoval, the great trumpeter, and the analogy is to Dennis Hogan.
I mean, I don't see any resistance from Dennis Hogan as far as him being afraid of Charlo. I mean, come on, he just got in the ring. He was just in the ring with Jaime Munguia. So he's not...
I don't understand. I don't understand what you said. You said you don't see any resistance?
I don't see any hesitation in him and wanting to engage
Okay,
Charlo.
Okay, yeah. I didn't understand. I'm sorry, Rod. I didn't understand what you were saying.
I mean, he just fought a big guy in Jaime Munguia, a big power punch in Jaime Munguia.
Yeah, similar in size. Jaime was similar in size to Hogan. But not quite as filled out as Hogan at this weight, obviously, because, Jaime did have to drain himself down to 154.
Yes.
See, this is where Hogan doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be on the end of his range right here. You see that? He missed that one.
Yeah, and that could have been a...
That could have spelled doom for him right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of chin he's got. I know. Jaime never really hit him a few times, but nothing really flush.
Well, no,
nice stuff by Hogan.
Yeah, and that's what Hogan needs to do, Mike, honestly. And I know this is going to sound dumb, being the smaller fighter. He's got to make this an ugly fight.
I said at the beginning.
Yeah, that's where Charlo really falls apart.
He's got to get inside the range.
What he's doing right now is perfect. He's basically showing Charlo, I'm the smaller guy, but I could be stronger than you. Keep Charlo's back on those ropes as much as possible.
He's got to make it ugly.
He's got to make it ugly.
Bro. He can't be. He can't fight at a distance. He's got to get inside and crowd him.
Yeah.
He's got to do exactly what Andy Ruiz didn't do.
Yeah.
Stay on the outside.
I think everybody's going to use that as a measuring stick now. When a fighter doesn't do something, don't do what Andy did.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that was a nice little.
That's the second little left hook he's landed.
Now,
Charlo missed with that right. He's
Charlo's
missed.
just not
He's
very,
missed a
he's
few.
not a very accurate fighter. For a guy who has decent speed, you would think he would be more accurate, especially against a fighter. He's shown this even against fighters. So, I mean, I would not say Matt Korobov is a fast fighter, but he had problems hitting Matt Korobov, and he's not the most elusive guy. I don't know what it is with this with him. I really don't. I don't know if he pulls his punches maybe a little bit or what it is, but there's something that his accuracy is just always really bad.
Well, the thing with the Charlos, and both Charlos are the same, is they try to end every fight with one punch. Every punch they throw, they try to make that the last punch they're ever going to throw.
But even even when they throw a combination, I saw Charlo I remember when he was fighting against Matt Korobov, he threw this like 4-punch combination. He missed every punch. One punch missed, and he came back and then missed, and I'm like, that's just really bad. But I think Hogan did a good job. I mean, it was a close round.
Close round, yeah. I actually gave it to Hogan. I thought Hogan landed the best 2 punches of that round. He landed 2 good left hooks.
Yeah,
two good counter left hooks. And that round, uneventful round, I give that round to Hogan.
Yeah, I did too. And the thing is, unfortunately, and I've noticed this with the commentators, Charlo throws those big punches, those big winging punches, they look like and they don't land. But you'll get the commentators who will sensationalize and be like, oh, this, and it just depends on how the officials, the judges are looking at it. Because these punches are like that right now. They think that's a right hand that landed. It didn't land on Hogan. It went off his shoulder.
Yeah, I can't hear the commentary, so you have to tell me what they're saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet so you can go ahead.
Either that or turn the volume up just a teeny bit.
Absolutely, bro. Better?
Yeah, better. Now see, there's another nice left hook by Hogan. He coming out of those clinches. He is throwing that left hook and he's landed. He's landed 3 of them now. I don't think there's anything on him, but nice jab there. You got that nice jabbing on Charlo.
He's going to try and land against a shorter Hogan. But what a bounce back by Williams, who is now a unified titleist at 154 pounds, and a shout out to Stephen Breadman Edwards. And that,
nice left hook again. He's getting hit. That's the 4th time he got hit with that left hook from Hogan.
I learned so much from Breadman.
I agree, and J-Rock Williams has done a great job bouncing back to become a champion.
I mean, Hogan's doing what you're supposed to do. He's actually, he's got a game plan. Now we got to see if Charlo's got a game plan.
Nice right hand by Hogan.
Nice
Nothing on it.
No, you see, Charlo missed every one of those punches.
AJ, you're really loud, bro. You're super loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Charlo missed every one of those punches in that sequence right there.
In that exchange, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously been hurt in his career. Has been down once back in 2012. No one has ever stopped him. Minute left in the second.
Are they chanting Hogan? Yeah, they're chanting for Hogan, huh?
Yeah, it's very unusual. No, he was nice hook by Hogan again.
That's the 5th one he's landed. That left hook is money.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good straight right by Charlo. Nothing much on it, but it's good straight.
His calling card as well. 35 seconds left in round number 2. You see Charlo's starting to close the gap just a little bit. Hogan's done well so far, but you see.
That's what I'm saying. I think Hogan can go some rounds and kind of make this ugly, but I just don't think he's got the power really. Like from what I'm seeing, just the body language and how he throws his punches. I don't think there's anything on him.
Yeah.
Like he threw that punch, that left hook going away. You're not going to get anything on a punch. Throwing a left hook going away, you got to step into it and turn it over.
I think he's winning this round right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Charlo doesn't look particularly solid. He's a little confused right now by Hogan.
Yep.
That little left hook got through for Charlo at the end of that round.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Sergey Derevyanchenko, and Vladimir Lick will translate for us.
What the hell is Derevyanchenko wearing?
I was about to say the same thing right now. Are they sure that's Sergey, not Sergey's grandpa?
Charlo's controlling the action. He looks like he's stronger. He should win this fight.
Do you want to fight Charlo next? You just had a tough fight against Gennady Golovkin. Would you like Charlo next?
Yeah, I want fight is Charlo. I want fight is Gennady Golovkin rematch. I want fight Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo with an A at the end.
Yeah. I want beat him.
What do you see in Charlo that makes you think you could be effective?
Да, я могу победить, всех, кого я назвал.
I can beat everyone with my style, with my technique.
Sergey, we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Nice left hook again by by Hogan. He's landing those left hooks, but there's just nothing on him. You know, they're little stinging, like nuisance punches, but there's nothing on him really.
No.
His 160-pound belt against Dennis.
And can Hogan keep this movement up for 12 rounds? You know, we'll see. See what he does there? He drops his head and he just throws punches. He just kind of comes in. It's very,
And he's just, we made the illusion that he's not always sure where he's going. And,
when it is out, it's not that he's moving, he's able to punch off that.
Yeah.
That's what makes a guy difficult. So when a guy starts just moving, and it's not effective punching, you can cut him off, you'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
When a guy keeps you off balance as he's moving and punching.
So what do you think is the
It kind of disrupts.
Oh, nice.
That's another left hook. He keeps landing that left hook, but the thing is, the way he's crossing his feet, and the way he's coming and throwing it, there's no power on it, man.
No.
He is throwing that left hook. Charlo still can't avoid that left hook. He's been hit with it 6 times now, 5 or 6 times flush. But like I said, there's not much on it. And you can see Charlo's just trying to set him up for a 1-2. He's just trying to set him up for a big right hand.
And Hogan's winning the inside game. When they do clinch and they punch it out, Hogan's like there was a nice little hook to the body.
Well, the shorter arms and the shorter stature is going to help him win that inside game. It's always harder for a taller fighter to fight an inside fight.
Charlo had a nice little up jab right there, but in reality, Hogan punches better again. Once again, he landed a nice little right. That was a nice jab by Charlo.
Nice jab by Charlo. I don't like how Hogan puts his head down though when he comes in.
Yeah.
He's going to get caught with an uppercut. He better be careful.
But once again, I'm gonna talk about the accuracy of Charlo's punches. Like he threw another punch and I just kind of glanced off the top.
So what I'm seeing after almost 3 complete rounds is this Hogan guy is not that easy to look good against.
No.
He's not that easy to look good against. You can see Charlo does not look good at all. Mm-mm. I've got Hogan up 2-0 right now. We'll see what happens in this 3rd round. These are close rounds. Neither guy's really done much, but I can tell you right now, this is not how Charlo wants to look.
Charlo's had a little bit better of a round, but he still hasn't landed anything that really. And once again, Hogan comes in there, and lands a couple shots. Nothing that's really rocking Charlo, but.
Yeah, Charlo's landed a couple good jabs in this round. He might have just won it by landing a couple of decent jabs.
I would actually go. At this point, with 10 seconds left in this, I would call it just a 10.
Another left hook.
Yeah, and he's definitely Hogan's winning the exchange game. I have to go with the 10-10 round. I just don't think any fighter really dominated that round. It's just how I'm gonna go 10-10 on that round. How'd you like it?
I gave that round to Charlo. Like I said, I think he landed the better jabs. Those were the only significant punches of the fight. Hogan landed one good left hook at the beginning of the round, but that was it. And then he just was putting his head down and kind of coming in. And I got Hogan up 2 rounds to 1 after 3 rounds. And like I said, it's only been 3 rounds in, but you can see if this is indicative of the way the fight's going to play out, it's not easy to look good against this guy. He's just one of those guys that it's hard to look good against.
Well, don't be surprised if it's 3-0 already for Charlo in the eyes of the judges.
Well, of course, they know to toe the company line, But I think Hogan's accounting well of himself right now. When he gets inside, he's doing what he needs to do. I just don't like him putting his head down and letting his hand. I like that he lets his hands go, but don't put your head down.
Well, I think you made a good point there too. Hogan's already showing that he's a fighter that it's not easy to look good against him.
There's been fighters like that, throughout history. You just can never look good against those kind of fighters.
Juan Roldan, Mustafa Hamsha. Oh, there's a knockdown. Left uppercut.
I didn't even see a punch. Did they?
Of course, we got Mr. MMA voice. He was more off balance. It wasn't anything there. He's not hurt at all. There was no hurt. He wasn't hurt.
We caught him with a left hook?
It was like a little short jab, uppercut. But he's not hurt. And of course, Charlo's missing almost every punch he's throwing. Still hasn't landed. He landed that little bit of a right, but still hasn't landed anything. Little uppercut.
See those
right
uppercuts? I said it around ago. He's got his head down.
He missed again. Charlo missed again. Hogan's, he's already his head's clear. he was never hurt. Charlo missed. 2 punches, both of them missed. And of course, this guy, what's his name again? The commentator?
Moro Ronaldo.
Oh, he drives me nuts, man. But Hogan's not really hurt. I mean, he got called a little punch there, but I still don't think he's hurt.
No, he doesn't look hurt. Like I said, he's a little bit more right now. He's a little bit more maybe caught off guard a little bit. And he's thinking, let me settle back down now.
Well, because he's got a bigger guy that's coming on at him and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's still landing little punches here and there.
I think Hogan would maybe serve himself by maybe throwing. There's that left hook again, trying the overhand right, you know, because he's giving us
a lot of rough tactics, and I understand Hogan's holding, but a lot of rough tactics, and once again, no warnings from the referees at all.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit of grappling here.
Yeah, Charlo's now showing his bipolar side. You know, he's turning into the bad Charlo. And honestly, that serves better for Hogan because this is when Charlo gets reckless.
Yeah.
Hogan's just got to stay composed. You know, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. I think Charlo kind of gassed himself a little bit. You know, his punch output kind of went down.
Nice right hand right there by Hogan. I mean, not much on it. Like I said, I mean, he just really doesn't have a hard punch.
No.
He says he feels stronger this way. I don't know. We'll see.
Both punches were missed by Charlo again right there. The last was the right was glanced off Hogan's. Hogan missed.
He tried the right there, but it was more of a. I mean, he just closed his eyes and threw it.
Yeah.
Again on his heels, trying to back up. He's along the ropes now. He has shown good defense in the fight.
Charlo told us shots will come from everywhere, and that is kind of what's happening in this fight.
Hogan, final 10 seconds of the
Miss. Another wild miss.
This is wild.
And Charlo took a big, deep breath right there after he threw that punch. Hogan comes in a little sharp.
See that overhand right there? That's when he needs to throw.
Yep. Charlo expended a lot of energy right there, and he took a big, deep right after he threw that last punch. You know, I just don't think Hogan was really. Well, here's what happened right here.
They said the uppercut was what they were.
See, he was kind of about. He kind of jumped into the punch and got
He
caught.
jumped in, but the punch landed clean. It wasn't like he wasn't hurt. It was just like okay.
It's like a flash knockdown almost. Watch.
Yeah.
But that was because
what I said, he kept putting his head down though. He keeps coming in, putting his head down. Eventually, Charlo was going to figure that out.
Exactly.
Eventually, he's going to go, okay, he's going to keep putting his head down when he comes in. I'm just going to throw an uppercut. He tried the right uppercut also later in the round to no avail, but he tried the right uppercut.
Yep.
Watch Charlo's right hand. Watch where it's going. You see that? So he's able to block the hook of Hogan while also throwing his up.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum took him down. I mean, he wasn't really hurt. I mean, you could see he was trying to catch himself.
Well, I obviously scored that a 10-8 round for Charlo because of the knockdown.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We're in round 5 here.
We're in round 5 right now, and what's
like I said, it's not a very impressive. So far, it's not impressive. It's not an impressive fight, honestly. It's not.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of a sloppy fight.
Well, I mean, the people here from Showtime, obviously, with the exception of Paulie Malignaggi, I'm making it look like what Charlo's doing is just exceptional, but that's them, you know.
And now he's going to keep going to the well right there. He's going to keep trying to throw that punch now, Charlo.
And he missed both. He missed both of those punches.
He missed them both, but you can see.
But not to the guy who's there. He's saying that how Charlo's connected, and he just.
Charlo, an illustrious company when it comes to notable 154-pound titles who also won titles in
Miss.
60, no less than a list of.
I wish I had a counter here. I'm going to do that one day where I'm going to put in there on there where it just shows.
Now that left hook landed right there for Charlo. It didn't do anything, but that left hook landed.
Yeah.
And this is where I say this is where Hogan, I think, at this point, get inside his range, make it a little bit ugly again. Don't stay outside of his range. Crowd him, get him uncomfortable.
Yep.
Change the direction of the fight. The trajectory of the fight needs to change right now.
Well, he can't sit out at Charlo's, giving Charlo that range and just be comfortable there. He's got to get inside. He's got to make it ugly. He's got to rough up Charlo. Even though Charlo's the bigger guy, he's the smaller guy. He can make it rough because that's when Charlo gets reckless.
I mean, with the exception of someone like of a Vasil Lomachenko, what smaller boxer do you know out there that can successfully outbox a bigger man? It just doesn't happen that often.
Maybe Canelo in some senses. He's shown it. He's shown some boxing ability a little bit, you know.
Who's that?
Canelo a little bit. He can box, you know. Canelo's got boxing. I wouldn't say. Maybe Araceli Lara. He's another guy that's been successful against bigger guys. You know.
See that right there. That's just a sloppy right hand by Hogan right there.
Very sloppy.
I'm surprised Charlie didn't make him pay for that. He's trying that. He's still on that left hook, left uppercut.
And Hogan's still making that mistake, like you said, of dipping his head down and he's setting himself up.
And right now he's staying on the outside. He's staying right on the end of Charlo's power. This is where he needs to be right here, but he needs to let his hands go.
Yeah.
He needs to be right here. And the referee needs to make a decision. He's either going to let them fight on the end, or he's going to get in time and break them up. He's got to make a decision.
Yeah, I've seen some bad refereeing today, man. That was a nice right hand by Charlo. Really no effect on Hogan though. Once again.
No, Hogan kind of rolled with it. He's doing a good job of rolling with those punches. And that's where Hogan needs to be on the inside like that, but letting his hands go. Can't throw one at a time.
Another miss by Charlo.
Yeah, he misses bad.
Yeah, he misses really bad. Another miss by Charlo.
I'd say that's the first body shot I think I've seen Hogan throw and land.
Yeah.
That was a nice hook to the body right there.
Good comeback round. Good comeback for Hogan.
He didn't win the round.
He didn't win the round though. I still give the round to Charlo.
No, Charlo won the round, but like I said, Charlo's a little gassed right now, and he got hit with a good body shot at the end of that round. Maybe Hogan, if you're gonna duck down and fight at a lower trajectory, go to the body.
Yeah.
Because he's putting his head down and he's throwing his hands like this.
I don't know why he's headhunting on Charlo in the first place. You would think the body is the part that you want to go to. Now, I don't like that. I don't like that advice by Ronnie Shields right there, telling Charlo to start going after Hogan's body, because now that's going to put Charlo in Hogan's range. You know, but
well, maybe he's going to try to slow him down. Maybe.
As I pointed out, it's been a good variety of punches. Using the jab when it's there, the left hooks.
I wish that there was a button that you could just tune certain people out. I would tune Al Bernstein's voice out for the rest of my life. He's just.
Here we go, round 6. We're almost halfway through this fight.
How you got the fight scored so far, Mike?
I got Charlo up right now 3-2 with that knockdown, giving him an extra point. I gave Hogan the first 2 rounds. He won the first 2 rounds. He just outworked him, landed a couple good left hooks. Charlo did nothing those first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
He just winged a couple shots and missed.
I got it.
And Charlo really doesn't have a very good jab. When you see his jab, it's very.
I got it 3-2 even.
Very mechanical, his jab, Charlo. It's very mechanical.
Yeah. He doesn't have that snappy jab.
No.
I like what Hogan's doing right now, how he's still trying to push Charlo back and stuff. I just don't like how he leaves himself out to dry.
I don't like when he puts his head down like that.
I mean, he's lucky Charlo doesn't have a higher ring IQ to see that. He doesn't.
See, you see how he does that again? He did it again. He comes in, puts his head down, and throws a punch. Glenn Rush needs to tell him, dude, what are you putting your head down for? You got dropped already with
I
an
don't know
uppercut.
how Charlo just missed that uppercut. How did he miss that uppercut? I don't know how he missed that. I mean, is he closing his eyes when he throws his punches? Or what's
Who's that? Charlo?
Charlo.
Probably.
I'm gonna have to do some slow-mo close-up, because I don't see how he missed that right now.
See, Hogan, if he's going to commit, don't commit, then pull straight back. Commit, tie up, and then let the ref break you. Don't commit like that half-hearted and then pull straight back. Because Charlo's got that range, and Charlo's just going to counter you. See, like that. When he commits like that and comes in, keep coming.
See, where I think where Hogan would serve himself well is when he throws that jab. When Charlo pulls straight back, he comes straight to the body. That's where he would serve him well with Charlo. But
like I said, he's the body attack is non-existent from both of these guys, really.
He actually
except for when they're in the few clinches that they've been in, where they kind of hit each other a little bit.
It's kind of confusing for me for Hogan why he's not trying to go to the body more, since he's already put his head down. Doesn't make any sense, but.
See, when he does that, when he comes in and throws those wild punches and crosses his feet, he walks in. He doesn't even slide in. He walks in. And that's why he got knocked down. Yep. Because he was off balance. You could see it. He tried to catch himself, and it's like, no, because you're crossing your feet when you come in. You never walk in, you slide in. And you let that back foot be the one to pull you out and push you in.
Yep.
Charlo doing a good job of corralling Hogan.
Pretty uneventful round.
Yeah, pretty uneventful round.
I gave it to
it's not
Charlo
exactly
just
a barn
based on
burner, this
aggression. You know.
What?
So I gave that round to Charlo based on aggression.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Charles won these last 4 rounds, in my opinion. Yeah. Hogan is at some point. Then Rush needs to tell him, hey, this is what we need to do.
Get ahead, stealing, don't bleed, steal, don't bleed, don't give any points back, and keep stealing. Wherever you can, you've got to keep that work rate going. Feint, move, tag, kick.
I'm confused by what he said, but okay.
I had no idea. Was he speaking a different language?
He's talking about increasing his
He
work rate.
did make Charlo miss a lot there and landed that little left hook. Look at that. He made him miss twice and landed the left hook. But like I said, when that happens, then follow up on it with the right. This one punch at a time ain't going to work.
Sequence because it showed Hogan trying to attack and then not completing the attack. So it was clever.
Well, you could say the same thing, Al Bernstein, about Charlo. But, you know, I know you can't say that because Showtime won't allow you to, but that's your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, since he only has one way of looking at a fight, you know, but...
Yeah, he really is. He's
got really terrible, dude. I really have absolutely no respect for Al Bernstein. I hate to say that about anybody.
For a guy that spent as many years as he has in boxing, he really has just...
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Was that a left hook that landed?
Yeah, left hook.
Yeah.
Hogan's done.
Because why? Because he's staying on the outside of his range. He has no business being there.
He's done. He called it. That's it. And Hogan's not complaining. So,
yeah.
Charlo got it, but you know what, though? I'm sorry, man. You beat a little man. No, Paulie, it wasn't a statement. It was what should have happened when you got a big man against a little man who has no punch. And I don't know what Hogan's doing now. He's looking around like, you know, whatever.
What are you doing? You just hit him with a left hook because he was right on the end of that. He was right on the end of his power. He had no business being out there. And what did he do? Where did he get hit? Going to which way? He was going to his right?
Going to his left. He was going to the left when he got hit. All right, Charlo.
And I'm not overly impressive.
No, I'm not either.
Performance. It's just whatever.
But, okay, so here's the thing is, like so many others, it's time for Jermell Charlo to fight a legitimate, highly ranked middleweight. I don't care if it's Danny Jacobs. I don't care if it's
Derevyanchenko.
I don't want to see any more of these. Okay? I don't want to see any more of these.
Pulling guys up from a lower division and making them the number 5 ranked contender in the middleweight division. And it's a smoke screen. It's smoke and mirrors.
That's all it is. You beat a little guy. Okay, so here's the thing is, I hope Munguia's name comes up right now because...
No, it's not going to come up.
We'll see right now. I mean, only because they're going to try to do this comparison, but we'll see what happens.
No,
but
AJ, Sergey Derevyanchenko's in the crowd. That's the name that they're going to bring up. They're probably going to bring him into the ring.
Here's the punch right here.
Just a lead-off left hook, I think, without anything preceding it, or he feinted.
Yeah, just a good left hook. But like I said, what's Hogan doing, staying right at that range? He started to tire a little bit, so his legs were kind of banding him a little bit, and he just got caught.
Instinctively, right off that feint.
Try to see what Paulie says.
And shoot right there, and Charlo actually made it work so perfectly, and then he ended up with a knockout victory off of that move.
That's one of the little nuances in boxing that can easily be overlooked. But look, that move created a knockout for Jermell Charlo.
I mean, yeah, I can see why the referee, but I mean, there was no complaint from Hogan on the stoppage. But
you see the feint, get the reaction. You see the reaction of Hogan. You see what Hogan was doing. Hogan was looking to counter what he thought was coming. You saw Hogan. You see what Hogan was doing. Hogan was looking to counter the initial shot he thought was coming from Charlo. Charlo adjusted it.
I think Hogan got used to Charlo missing so many punches that he just kind of got a little...
Exactly.
He got a little lackadaisical, and he paid the price. I mean...
Yeah, he should have had his head in Charlo's chest, especially as he was starting to tire a bit, because he was doing a good job moving the first 5 or 6 rounds.
I want to see them give the correct terminology on here, and it's a TKO. He didn't knock him out.
No,
You're
it's a
gonna hear
TKO.
that. No, but already you hear now Bernstein knockout, knockout. They love to say that. You know, they love to say that. Knockouts when a guy's hit. And he's knockouts. What Deontay Wilder did to Luis Ortiz. This was a TKO. The man still got up.
Yeah.
You know, he can go ahead and Charlo can run his arm like a windmill, like he's done something impressive.
He did nothing impressive tonight.
Nobody's
I mean,
nobody's
like I
looking
said,
at this in
no.
that knows
Much
boxing.
like, I hate to say, man, this day, I didn't watch the fights on ESPN Plus, but this entire day of boxing turned out to be the best fight of the day was Povetkin versus Michael Hunter.
Absolutely.
Who would have thought?
So let's see what they
right?
get right.
We have the time of 28 seconds of round number 7. A referee in charge, Charlie Fitch, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout.
Technical knockout. Good.
And still the undefeated WBC middleweight champion of the world, Jamal Hitman Charlo.
Here's Jim Gray.
Here we go, Jim Gray.
All right, Moro. Thank you very much. Jamal, congratulations.
Thank you.
Back in the knockout category. That's what you wanted.
First off, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity, to give me the power to get through this fight and get through camp, and made it through 2019, and we're going into 2020 with 20 vision. Brooklyn.
What round was that, Mike?
Yes, sir. I love
7th round.
Yeah, we just turned this into Brooklyn, Texas. And shout out to Dennis Hogan, for giving me the, real competition coming up to 160 to fight me. I defended my title tonight. It was great. It's legendary.
Well, he just admitted. He said for coming up to 160 to fight me. Normally, you don't hear fighters do that. Oops.
Shut
Jeff here. Tell us about the 4th round when you hit him with that uppercut and you actually rolled him. You rolled a man here in the ring.
I mean, that's what we do. We've been working on it. Ronnie was fussing at me about getting on it. I'm trying to take him out, with every punch. That's what we do. We work hard for it. Look, whoa. We turned into a ballerina.
He rolled himself. He rolled himself.
Exactly.
We get up and he fall like a champion, like a defender, I guess.
And here's the end of the fight, Jamal.
Yeah.
Tell us what was going on
Ronnie
from
told me
your vantage
to
point.
cut him off, and I just threw the shot and made sure that I landed right on the money. And look, he threw a shot back. He was in the middle of action. But of course, my power prevailed tonight. And Lions only with 30-0. I told you, number 30, it was going down like this, and it did.
So now we all look forward. You already talked about
I hear a very quiet crowd.
Sergey sitting out there. You got Mr. Chris Eubanks who fought before. What would you like to do, and what's in your thought process?
Man, the middleweight division is wide open. I'm the WBC middleweight champion. I'm gonna go enjoy this, and I'm gonna spend time with my team. We'll get back to the drawing board, and like I said, it come with it. I'm here to fight whoever, but you have to make the right decisions and do it at the right time, and so that's what it's all about.
And you've got your brother fighting against Tony Harrison in the rematch. Just a little thought process on that as he prepares for his rematch here in a couple of weeks.
My brother's ready. I see Coach Derek out here in the stands. He'll tell you he ready. His line's only all month. You know what I mean? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everybody. We're gonna enjoy this one.
Enjoy the journey in more ways than one. Your daughter and Christmas.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Mara, back to you.
All right, Jim.
Kind of an uneventful, kind of a dead crowd. Nobody's too excited. It just, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's pretty much expected, I think, right? Most people expected Charlo to win the fight. I don't think they expected it to look this ugly, but it was not an aesthetically pleasing fight for 6 rounds. And then the 7th round, he landed that one shot, and
Hogan, like you said, he's probably one of those fighters that it's hard to look good against. He was having early success against Charlo, but I think he became very predictable towards the end. He kept making that same mistake of putting his head down, got a little lethargic towards the end, and paid the price against a bigger guy.
Yeah, like I said, he was on the end of that power, and he stayed on the end of that power, and tactically it was the wrong thing, and I never saw Glenn Rushton give him one word of sound advice. He said something like about kind of like be this way, kind of be herky jerky, but that only works.
Once again, another horrible corner. I've seen a lot of horrible corners tonight. I think Manny Robles and his corner did a horrible job tonight with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz at the end of the day had to throw the punches. Hogan, the same situation. I don't know what was being said in the Paulus fight in his loss to the Japanese kid, Iwasa, but just not good corners. I mean,
you're right.
He's sitting here talking. I mean, you look at the guy now. He's sitting here talking to Hogan. Now, I mean, to me, it's like too little, too late. I know it's the end of the fight's already over, and they didn't even talk to Hogan. Obviously, Hogan left.
Yeah,
he left the ring.
They didn't talk to him yet.
But what's there really to say? What is he going to do? Is he going to go in there and he's going to try to make a comparison between, Munguia and Charlo? Or is he going to go in there?
No, nobody's making that comparison. No. I think we're going to.
And I'm actually surprised. Charlo actually didn't reference anybody. He just said, "Hey, I'm going to get back with my team. I'm going to."
He was very businessman. He's like, it's a process, and we have to make the right business decisions. Blah blah blah, which is code for whoever they find me, the path of least resistance.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like to me.
Couple quick updates real quick. It looks like 122-pound WBO champion Navarrete halted Horta in 4 rounds tonight.
That was expected.
Yeah, he halted him in 4 rounds. That was over on the ESPN
totally expected.
Court. Yeah, Navarrete's been busy doing what he has to do, but.
Yeah,
we'll see. If these other fights that they're talking about, he's another one that's kind of fighting guys that. Once again, Francisco Horta was a guy that actually stepped up. Another guy that stepped up in division was just overpowered. Looks like by him. So Navarrete's kind of he's becoming like the new weight bully at that division and stuff. He's a big guy for the division already and stuff, and he's gonna eventually have to start matching up against some of these guys at the super bantamweight level and stuff. That are out there and stuff. I know there's been some talk with some of the other champions. We'll see, I'll try to see what other updates they got going on right now while we're on here. Let's see here. Nothing really other big that I see happen. I saw that Peter Manfredo won his fight.
Oh, he did?
They said it was he won after a terrible stoppage. It says right here, and a hastily made fight, come back in light heavyweight champion, former light heavyweight champion, Peter, the Pride of the Providence Manfredo.
Yeah. Let's do a wrap up show. This week. I mean, let's not wrap up everything here now. Yeah. Let's do a recap of everything. You want to do it tomorrow or Monday or?
Yeah, exactly. We'll probably do a Monday. Give us an opportunity to kind of go back and look at these fights a little bit more and see, maybe some things that maybe we didn't see.
I want to see what the public perception is right now of these fights. I want to kind of go read some of that tomorrow. So,
but like I said, final results obviously today. It was a long day of boxing.
So to sum up this card here, we've talked about the other one. To sum up this card, so we had a very uneventful, very disappointing co-main event tonight. Korbov retires in the second round due to a shoulder injury. Eubanks wins by second round TKO, and then in the main event, 7th round TKO, Charlo over Dennis Hogan, which is to be expected. So overall, definitely disappointing. I feel bad for Showtime because they're kind of still trying to barely hold on to their boxing program, and they're kind of inching and clawing away still. And this was definitely not good showing for Showtime.
Well, no. I mean, and like I said, this goes back to their matchmakers and who's doing the matchmaking for them. I think that the best bout of the entire day today has to go to Povetkin and Michael Hunter. I mean, it was probably the most entertaining. Tapales and Iwasa. It was an entertaining fight, but unfortunate about the Korbov Eubanks. I think it would have been a good fight. It was starting to.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good fight. Definitely, it would have been a good fight. Yeah, we'd probably be just getting into the later rounds right now of that fight, but things happen.
Exactly. But it was a good day. But hey. Good night, good day today, bro.
All right, everybody.
Get some rest. Once again, this is AJ Rage. Mighty Mike. Well, thank everybody for tuning in, and everybody have a wonderful night. Get some rest, and we'll see you on Monday for the weekend wrap up. Night, brother.